welcome everyone to the second half of the wildcards here at the Blade&Soul World Championship 2018. My name is Joel Sophie, just as always, and I'm still joined in by Bruins on my right, also with Ending Life as well. And we got through the first half, and got to see the 4 teams that all are going to be involved in the wildcard matches, and we found out that eventually Europe was the best out of the 4, and now they're going to be in the top of the standings, waiting in for that last match of the throne, and really just going to be looking through one stage at a time, starting from the lower brackets to find out if Europe will indeed make it to the semifinals, or some other team can make the challenge up to the place.
Yeah, exactly. You know, for the first match, we will have Japan versus Taipei Pengan-D. But like you mentioned before, Europe being at the top, I'm pretty sure Bruins is feeling pretty good right now.
I mean, that's an understatement, but hey, it's not yet locked in because we still have Noonsang Fan Club, and unfortunately for them, they have to run the gauntlet.
Definitely they do, and don't forget about 200 IQ. But fortunately for Bad Intentions, even if 200 IQ comes up, they did defeat him once, so they have figured them out apparently. And now starting this second half, it will be best of 7.
It's gonna be long, and it just means that we're gonna need lots of matches to make sure we prove the best team is indeed the best team. The more the merrier is what they sometimes say, but this time we do say it's gonna be a lot of games. Whatever that means to you guys, we are in for a lot of Blade&Soul. And now we're looking towards Noonsang Fan Club, who will be up against Pengan, the Chinese Taipei representatives of 2 Asian countries. Gonna be very much in the horns, really just trying to find out the first eliminated team of the day, because it will be one of these 2 teams already losing a match already in the first half of this wildcard that we already had earlier possible today. And we're going to look at the Noonsang Fan Club, we're going to look at Pengan-D, and one of these 2 teams will advance to the next round to play against 200 IQ, but the other team that does lose out will be eliminated.
And the scary thing here for Noonsang in particular, I've talked about them, how they are one of the tournament favorites, and already being in this position, not only do they have to go through Pengan-D, but even if they advance, they still have to beat out 200 IQ, and last time they struggled.
Yep, exactly they did, and we'll see how and what the outcome will be. It feels bad to show you guys this event thing that you guys cannot oh, that's actually a pretty nice skin right there, but you guys can't get it and participate unless you have a Korean ID. But anyways, back to the subject of Noonsang Fan Club, Pengan-D, and 200 IQ. All these teams, now they have all basically faced each other at least once. They know what they're up against. We'll see if Noonsang Fan Club is able to beat Pengan-D, or Pengan-D vice versa to go up against 200 IQ. But out of the 3 teams, this Bad Intentions is already all the way up there waiting for one of these teams. Which, in both of you, I'm just asking a question, which in your personal opinion is the strongest? Regardless, even though 200 IQ is already up there, and these 2, Noonsang Fan Club and Pengan-D, are just still at the losers bracket of the wildcards.
And we can't forget about Bad Intentions still waiting way up there in the later parts of the bracket. They're going to be the last one to face any team that does come up in the end. But you do say the Japanese team and the Noonsang Fan Club definitely had their moments, but a little bit of discord in terms of them not being able to connect with each other in terms of team synergy has been a little bit lacking at times, especially during the tag matches. It was far more prevalent once that opportunities did arise for them. So if they get things going, and if they get the tags a little bit better, be able to trust their teammates a little bit better than they currently are, I think that should be good enough for Noonsang Fan Club to rise up and to get farther into the standing, but still way up in the air in terms of who is indeed the best right now.
And in contrast, their opponents, Pengan-D, they struggle so much, especially when it comes to the adaptation. They seem so stubborn when it comes to their approach, their builds, their strategy. And yes, you can adapt the thing of, okay, we're going to play our own game and we're going to try our best, but when your own game is clearly not working, you got to start trying something else.
Exactly, and the good thing about tag matches are, you can bring out the Fury, execute Destroyer, and then when it doesn't work out, you go back in and you can change your skills and then come back out with maybe the Persistence and not come out with the Fury and kind of stay on the field a little bit longer without dying out. And Pengan-D, like Bruins mentioned, and we've at least mentioned it at least twice throughout this tournament. Pengan-Shu, get rid of the Fury, come out with the Persistence, and he hasn't done that yet. Maybe he will this time around, but on screen we just saw a glimpse of Noonsang Fan Club, and Tatsuki Mizuno is back with the cat ears.
He's back with the real cat ears this time, none of those fake haired made ones, and he's back, and he's going to be playing once again the Warlock as we suspect, and for the tag matches, he's going to have to play that to a lot more success, because he likes to play the Summoner as his main class typically is, but other than the single, there you see it listed, it's going to be the Warlock every single time, so along with Satoshi's Gunslinger and Ikuta, now Yuki's Blade Dancer as well, these three guys have to form up that right synergy in order to take that pick on the.
It's going to be down to those aerials, especially setting up Satoshi, because you blink and you're going to get absolutely decimated in a matter of split of seconds. So you're going to have to play around that Gunslinger primarily. And of course, Pengandi, they don't have that Summoner, and we've seen that be the particular pick that really counters this composition. But of course, they themselves, they do have that same style of play from last year, which Bad Intentions are rocking as well.
Yeah, exactly. You know, I was about to say that, you know, Pengandi has the same composition that Bad Intentions has brought out, except for Peng Hangshu's stubborn, you know, Fury, build, execute, destroy. Other than that, you know, the classes themselves are the same, and Bad Intentions, they knew and they faced Japan, and Pengandi could have studied a little bit from Bad Intention versus Nusang Fan Club, because that's exactly the same composition that they're going up against and the same team that they're going up against. So, you know, if I were them, I would have studied, you know, Bad Intentions versus Nusang Fan Club, but, you know, we'll have to see with the outcome of this match to see if Pengandi is prepared or not.
It is a lot more data now in the books, and teams are going to be better prepared to really know what to expect from the other teams, and that does include both of these teams right here. Nusang Fan Club has played many matches already, even on broadcast, appearing multiple times throughout the first 2 days of tournament. And we are looking at Pengandi as well on the right side from Taiwan, Chinese Taipei, and they're looking at also their opportunities, because never really did they have a wonderful matchup to get to the stage. They were always seemingly losing out quite hard and barely winning it against North America, which we did see get eliminated from day one. But it seems like a day two might be an eventual elimination of Pengandi if they don't pick things up.
I mean, unfortunately for them, whenever we had them on broadcast, they lost every single set. So hopefully that will finally change for them right now, because at this point, especially considering you don't have the point system anymore, it's all about getting that best of 5 advantage. Points, of course, in your favor instead in that regard.
Yeah, we'll have to see, like we said, if Pengandi is ready for this or not.
But I think we're going to be getting ready for the very first game, ladies and gentlemen. Satoshi Sekimoto, is he going to be able to lead the charge once again for Nusang Fan Club, or is Pengandi able to make a comeback? We're going to find out in this first tag match. And as we expected, Satoshi Sekimoto, the gunslinger, the main damage output will be the first one up. And just as likely, Su Xingsheng, the assassin, coming in from Pengandi, Chinese Taipei, they will be up to start the game. So these two guys are looking for the first strike here, very vital to start this game off.
And it's all about this open and what we will be able to see from Satoshi in particular, because when it comes to the 1v1 matchup in itself, Gunslingers don't necessarily have the best of times versus Assassins, but with the team play coming into factor, it's going to be down to who can pull the trigger first and who will react faster as well.
Exactly, we'll see who pulls that trigger and forces out that defensive interfere, and it seems like they're going at it, but nothing is happening yet. But there we go with the back row, no chases happening from the side of Satoshi, but that CC lands, the Gunrise is out. There we go, the first defensive interfere coming in from Nusang Fan Club.
We saw the Haze Bomb trying to get the works through onto the Assassin, but really nothing continuation in terms of further implementing that damage. But it's going to be Satoshi getting the first strike on, feeling pretty good about it. He's going to get all the resets on the cooldowns, as well as Su Xingsheng is going to do the same thing with Lin Xiang coming for the interfere. So back to the stage one as we go back to the round one of these two guys once again.
We'll see if Satoshi's still going to be able to play this game out, because he's been able to stall for such a long time. Look at his HP. That's going to be the more important factor, especially now that he gets the air launch. But at the very least now, timing is good for Pengandi.
Yeah, and you saw him proc the Fury again. So Peng Hangshu, he really loves that Fury. He just procced it just for show, and he just went back in.
You know what it is, you know, when Tong Shu, he likes the visual of the Fury, but look at this, Su Xingsheng trying to go for all that damage. Satoshi gonna be scared away from that one now. Yuki has to come in on that one. A quick tag out for the side of Nusang Fan Club.
That was a
Wow.
hard stab
Yeah.
virus special. He loves that build, and it's for a good reason, especially in this kind of matchup, and played out beautifully. However, now that we do have the swap arounds, the Yuki, we'll see how he can really play. He still has free assists, surprisingly enough, even though he is that Blade Dancer. With the Maelstrom, he wasn't quite able to help Satoshi in time.
We'll see how this matchup will go, Blade Dancer versus Warlock, but it seems like Naoyuki did take some damage here.
So we're experiencing a bug, so we might just go for a remake, so that's a possibility. Might have done with Satoshi being pretty vulnerable in that situation. So the remake is going to be confirmed. That's the word we are getting from the producers, and
All right.
seems like the players are definitely made aware of this current situation. And we actually saw from a little bit earlier from a bug that happened on the side of Nusan Fan Club, as I believe.
What the PD is actually telling us also is that one of the skills didn't actually go out. So like he pressed the key, it didn't go out, and apparently good thing that now these teams have participated in Worlds before, so now they know to raise their hand right when the problem happens instead of waiting after the round finishes, because when that happens you can't get a remake after the match ends. But this time around no deaths has happened yet, so I guess it's better than having someone die and then call for a remake. It's kind of iffy, but this time around they were able to still stay alive and then call out for the bug, and it was confirmed by the refs. As you see, there are refs standing right behind each of the players on either booth, so this, I guess we can call it a fair remake, I guess, if there really was that technical difficulty.
Well, I would suspect that it was from Satoshi's side. I think taking that much damage, a little bit too vulnerable, I think, the way that he seemed to be unable to make a counter for all of that play. So maybe it seemed as if it was a little bit too damaged for not a fair enough situation. So the Whiskers are telling us that the bugs are online, and the Cat's Whisker are very much in tingling senses, and he's ready. He's ready to play, but we're going to have to start a remake before we get to the next one. So, Brunch, of course, we saw just a glimpse of these two teams fighting at it. We didn't see any significant strengths from either side quite yet, but any expectation going forward?
I mean, at the very least for Pengandi in their favor, I do want to see more of that assassin really play against the Gunslinger.
But we're going to see whether the assassin against the Gunslinger, the first matchup, will be back again. Game one, resuming between Pengandi and also Nusan Fan Club to see who takes the first lead. Let's get to game one. Here we are again. Satoshi Sekimoto just going up against Su Shang as expected, and here we are once again. You talked about the assassin, Bruges, trying to make a big impact. This is going to be the important assignment for the Taiwanese side. So we'll see if they can get that done against Japan, and for sure Satoshi Sekimoto and the rest of Nusan Fan Club for Japan is going to be looking for their own assignments as well.
All right, well, we'll have to see if it works out well for everybody that is playing right now. All 6 players, let's hope that there is no problem so we can get on with the rest of the matches here. Last time, I don't know if it was because of that technical difficulty where Satoshi took that amount of damage, but we'll have to see in this matchup again, because it is the same as before.
Now, so far, it's been pretty much of a stalemate overall when it comes to both of these players, but now we're getting the days off. We'll see whether or not this is going to progress. Indeed it will. Resets are going to help out the Gunslinger, especially since the wires weren't available.
All right, well, we do see the stagger, but it's the same time distortion coming from either side. I was about to say, Nusong Fan Club is at a disadvantage because they use that interference, but, it seems like Pengandi wants to match that up, and now they're at an even playing field. Again, it's basically like deja vu from before the remake, but now is going to be the little different parts.
And again, look at Satoshi right now, finally getting another few of those resources, those wires, being able to whip line away, but now time is running short because he will be forced to use that gun rise soon enough, unless we will see way too safe play coming out of the assassin, but 8 seconds left on both of these players.
Just about 5 more seconds until we get the force tag in for both players. Of course, the body swap that happens from Su Shang, but nothing really coming from it. The last bit ditch of effort almost resulted in about 50% HP cut, but now Yuki will come back out. Lin Xingyang will be back out as well, so we're going to start round 2 of this stagger here.
Okay.
So far, I mean, again, it's the assassin that I really like seeing up against that Gunslinger, but the Warlock damage is not the one you want to scoff at. And now, Maelstrom already being proc, even go for the leech, but Dual Strike, the iframe variant, is going to be good for Naoyuki.
And we'll see. Satoshi comes out and he does take damage. He gets chased. Gunrise is not there anymore, so it's not in a great position, but he, I guess, decides to stay in for a little while longer.
And look who's back out with the Fury build. Mr. Tong Hongxue, he's going to be back out on the right side. Second tag out. It's going to be the first tag point being used on the Taiwanese side, and the first one being used by Naoyuki to bring Satoshi back out. So, we're going to have the Gunslinger versus Destroyer. Let's see what this rendition kind of brings us here. Taking a lot of damage, Tengushun.
I mean, so far it's definitely been about Satoshi, even though at the start it looked pretty bad for him, I would say. But again, this Destroyer unable to do too much work without that Fury, and now he does have the Gust available. He needs to get a catch. The catch wasn't quite there, and as a result, finally gets the stun, so this might be it.
All right, the defensive interference does come in, but he's in the air. Can't get out, you can't tag out.
Naoyuki.
They're gonna focus him down.
Great aerial there, and that might just be enough to finish off, but does get that tag button in time. That was crucial because Satoshi was only a couple of bullets away, and that would have been the first man knocked away for the Taiwanese side.
Yeah, in the first not even the first 4 minutes, but however, Tang Hongxue staying with that Fury build, we do talk about him, we do bash on him a little bit of being stubborn, but once it works out, once he proves to us that it works, and when it works, that is devastating, then we can kind of lay back. But until then,
before we wait for that first time, right? I mean, the tournament might be over for them. This is basically the last round. If they don't win this one, they will be eliminated from the tournament, and they will no longer be able to have Tong Hongxue show that this Fury build will work out. It's worked out for many other players in the different parts of the tournament, but in here, in the World Championship, only a few were able to pull that off, and Tong Hongxue is making a lot of attempts to try to make it work, but so far it hasn't worked out.
I mean, it's not necessarily about the build being a problem, it's the situation he was in. In those type of 1v1, you want to go in with persistence, but now with the aerial, this is going to be a potential good setup. But as you guys quickly were mentioning, the save is there, and finally he makes some work with it.
Yeah, that was actually something coming in, that crucial damage going through to Tatsuki. Wow. All right, that actually kind of slowed down Japan. They were on the attacking side, but now they kind of took a couple steps back, and now Naoyuki comes in here, the Blade Dancer. We'll see how well he does, but right now he's getting this constantly damage. He came in with full health now. Minus 50%, it's not looking great.
You can definitely tell that Su Xingsheng is trying to control the pace just a little bit, so it was a little bit too fast for their likings, and just slowing it down by putting a damage on the other end. Now it's going to force Japan to slow it down just a little bit as we still progress onto this first 5 minutes, and really, a kind of even trade all throughout. Tong Hongxue took a bulk of the damage, but otherwise, it seems like Japan has shared a little bit damage onto their own, so both sides really need to be careful here. No crucial damage needs to be taken.
Oh, especially speaking of crucial damage so far, it's been Yuki taking a lot of it, and as a result, he's going to be forced to just tag out. Satoshi being able to heal himself back up a little bit with that barrier right now, but it's going to time out. And with the position swap, can he get the follow-up? So far, no is the answer. Tombstone popped as well.
All right, well, Su Xingsheng is definitely performing pretty well compared to the game before that we've seen, where Su Xingsheng gets eliminated first. But this time around, it seems like he's the one who's making the aggressive moves, and it's actually working out for Pengandi right now. We'll see how long this could carry out.
So far, it's been pretty interesting back and forth, but with the assist coming in on both sides, finally, we do see a good save from Pengandi, and this is the type of play we want to see out of them if they are to finally get something on the board here.
And we're going to see Su Xingsheng going to run out of time. Going to bring Tong Hongxue back in, so that may be a little bit older mistake. It's going to be very low on health. How long can he stand out here? Once again, it's not the persistence build. It is still the Fury build that looks not as safe here. And talking about, he's going to lose a lot of health here.
Yeah, he procs it, tags out,
Wasted
used his last tag, So, I don't know, every time he brings out the Fury, we're going to mention it just because. Until it works out, we're going to be like, oh yes, it's a Tang Hongxue Fury build, but until then, it's going to be the other way, oh, he's still with the Fury,
Yes, I mean, but, when you bring the persistence out, you do have a little bit of survivability in your tactics, and when you lose that, you're going to waste a lot of tag points, which he did just now, and literally has zero tag points. All he's been doing the whole game long has been interfering, trying to help out his teammates defensively, but otherwise, it's been basically tagging in, and quickly tagging back out because he loses health so much quickly.
And so far, it's been all about his flipping on these. If he can keep this one up, it's going to be even better, especially now that the boardwalk was used as well, but the assists are going to come in on both sides. However, Satoshi, can he find the damage now with that particular coming in, or rather, as he was in the arena for a brief amount of time, but it wasn't enough. And again, Pangandi, almost scoring a kill.
Yeah, that was super close. And, you know, like I said before, Tushin Shang just popping off today, or at least in this game. And he may just be able to carry Pangandi to a first victory in this set 1. But you see, Satoshi has 2 assists and he's on the field. It's very unfortunate that he's there without any tag points.
It's an excellent performance from Tushin Shang. Will that be enough for them to carry this on to a Game 1 Pangandi victory? And it's a difficult one to tell because we see how Tongshi is still back up. He hasn't really even touched the skill tree at all, and just literally on that same build. And once again, losing a lot of health, and he doesn't have any tag points this time around. Is he gonna just die out? We're gonna find out.
Oh, maybe he's not aware he can actually do it, or I don't even know. But now the gun rise was used, so this might finally be an opportunity, especially trying to go for the knee. Can he punish the reflex soul? No. But the assist is there. No, but Satoshi gets the air launch and punches the assassin instead.
Right, here we go. He's still alive and
Finally
doing
goes
well.
for that Fury.
There we go.
Finally!
He doesn't even use the Fury because he procced it way before. He's still on cooldown and he's out of gust. He's just relying on the Ember Stomp, and he's actually done some great damage onto Satoshi.
Finally, just making it count that the extra damage does come to fruition, and Tongshu, he needs one more of those. That's will that got Satoshi, but Satoshi, once again, he doesn't have a tag either, so you have to be careful on both sides, both Tongshu and Satoshi. Seems like what's going to happen here.
The big problem was with that last assist coming in from Pangandi, Satoshi was able to get the aerial off into the assassin, just chunking him down, and now we'll see again Satoshi looking to be the MVP of this team. He needs to survive for 4 more seconds so he can make the most of those assists.
Yep, it seems like he will be able to survive. We do pass that 1 minute mark. Everybody gets another interferer point back. So, you know, both sides, they have so many interferers to work with, and there's only so little time. So we'll see if any kills will come through with the interferers being spammed at the last minute here.
You see Tatsuki is going to be the last man standing in this last endeavor, and Tongshu will tag out after 5 seconds. Will it be Tushin Shang though? I would suspect so, but we're going to see the last matchup here. 30 more seconds. Are we going to just go to the TKO, go for the damage chart to see who won out this game 1, but it's been a long one nonetheless.
Considering the assassin is coming into play, but imagine he's just going to try to do some extra damage, but play super safe. They might be confident enough that they dealt enough here up against the Noonsang Fan Club, but now with the time distortion, we'll see what they can do, especially with the Destroy coming in. He's going to try to chunk it down. Almost 8 seconds now left. They might score a kill, but is it going to be enough for the damage?
Well, Taekwon definitely pulled something off, and look at that
He
does get the kill.
He does get the kill onto Tetsuki. It's not going to be the biggest difference in damage overall, but it seems like the last burst of damage might be good enough to justify that Pangandi was going to be able to pick up the victory, and that was a very good read on our part, and that's going to be 50,000 damage over at the side of Noonsang Fan Club. So all the while, it seemed like they were on the back end of that damage board. They do get it at the late game, and that's what all counts. Pangandi with a 1-0 lead.
Oh, and finally, they break the curse. They have a win on the board, on the cast, so good for them looking out forward, especially versus somebody like Noonsang Fan Club from Japan, coming in today, just not been with their heads in the game.
Exactly, and you know, getting this first win, especially for Pangandi, like Brunj mentioned, you know, first win on the broadcast, on the board, on paper. Very good for them, a great start, but as we know it, that first win, yes, it's great, but that momentum could be cut off very easily because it's just one win, you know? When you have like a 2-win streak or 3-win streak in a best of 7 like this, then it's kind of hard because, you know, your opponent may be tilted after losing like 2 to 3 in a row. But this was just the first match out of potentially 7 matches to be played. So, you know, we saw for a moment there Satoshi kind of, you know, giving off a smirk, kind of smiling at the camera because he knows that this one match doesn't decide everything. So, you know, we'll see how Noonsang Fan Club comes back to this.
It is quite different when it's the best of 7 when compared to a best of 5 where more matches are to be played. The set 1, like you said, ending, it does not define an entire series, but it does mean that if Noonsang Fan Club continues to drop points in this endeavor, set 2, set 3, if that goes over to Pangandi, that will make it extremely difficult to them for the Japanese side to pull things over because, you know, last year, 2017 Worlds, they kind of eliminated quite early, kind of surprisingly early for their talent. So this year, they want to make things a little bit different. They want to survive, maybe even to the semifinals. It's going to be their goal. They're going to have to get to the Pangandi to it. We're going to see if they can do that in Game 2.
And so far, I mean, even having some fans in the crowd, you can hear them cheer them on as well. And for a good reason, these guys, they have some interesting strategies. They do have the potential there, as we've seen. I really like how they played around the Destroyer Warlock in particular this time around, making sure they stay safe and he gets some healing and some support of play, considering the type of aggression the Destroyer really wants to pull out.
So we'll have to see, and you know, Penguin D could definitely adapt the way Bad Intentions play with the Assassin, Close Shave, and the Execute, because that would basically secure Tang Hongshu's Fury Execute to actually land. But look at this matchup
for that
now.
1v1, Satoshi Sekimoto on that Gunslinger. He's going to be up against Su Xingsheng on the Assassin. He's been on the uprise, that Assassin for the side of Taiwan, but the Japanese hero, we know him all true and well. He's been a legend for a very long time. Satoshi Sekimoto, he's going to get ready to see if he can make a retaliation effort. Currently 0-1 down. Satoshi Sekimoto for Noonsub Fan Club looks to make it even at 1-1. Let's see if he can do it. Satoshi Sekimoto against Su Xingsheng. Currently the Taiwanese side is 1-0 ahead, very happily so. They want to extend that over to 2-0, which would give them a huge advantage in this best of 7. Let's see if the Gunslinger will allow it.
I mean, so far, I do like what Ping Andy was able to bring, especially in this matchup, the Assassin versus Gunslinger. And this is already looking pretty good as we see Gunrise expanded. Lotus of Escape is the answer, but if we get another good catch, especially without Alpha Call, it could be great. But now with the aerial, it's going to be a lot of free damage.
Already 50% damage done, and that stealth is still available, so it means that Satoshi can carry this on forward. Trying to get another series of those.
Yeah, and you notice that, you know, Satoshi is with that shadow build instead of the flame, because, you know, in Korea, many of the gunslingers, yes, they use shadow, especially in tag, but when we do see them in singles, we see sometimes they swap over to flame, but this time around, Satoshi is staying with the shadow, so we'll see if this will work out. But this time around, Su Xingsheng on the aggression.
Oh, he should know now, though, that we did see Gunrise go off for Satoshi, so he should play defensively, wait this one out, get a CC, and then land the kill.
I will have to see if that Skystone will stay there for a while and keep him safe, like Brunch said, or will Su Xingsheng go aggressive? There we go, he's going aggressive, goes up just once more, and now this may be it. The stun does land, 10 more seconds, the back row chase does not happen.
Oh,
An unfortunate situation altogether for Su Xingsheng, which would have been crucial. Just catch one more stun, and definitely would have been the KO of Satoshi altogether. Now just gets the Gunrise back, so he can use this to get out of this webbing. Finally he does, so it's going to be Su Xingsheng's turn to get one more stun, and that should be good enough.
He's just respecting him so much. It's for a good reason, of course, but at the same time, when you want to push your advantage, you cannot let him delay things further, because now he's going to have that Alpha Call. He's going to use it. He will be safe again, and we see right now why he's playing so safe, but
good escape.
Oh, again, needs the chase.
Yeah, this is why the first time around when he landed that, all right, there's go another CC landing. He might just try to finish it off.
5 more seconds.
Just a bit. There it is.
This could have happened like 30 seconds or maybe 40 seconds ago when he...
It's fine.
It's fine.
And it is a little bit of a pity that, you know, Satoshi allows that to happen multiple times.
Yeah.
I mean, if he got that lucky escape where Su Xingsheng did not take advantage of his situation, he should never let that happen again. And once again, caught up by multiple stuns in a row. And when you get that Gunrise out of there, it means that you're going to be vulnerable for the next time around.
Yeah, so basically, you know, Satoshi was given at least 2 chances where, you know, he should have died, he should have gotten chased, but he wasn't. So, you know, what we expected when that chance was given is counter punish, you know, the opponent for not being able to chase and getting away with just a back roll. But there was no punishment given to Su Xingsheng from Satoshi, and Su Xingsheng just kept going on the aggression, and he was able to just constantly land the CCs and just eventually finish him off.
Just imagine Satoshi was giving the return respect as well, because at that time, knowing that he was kind of on the defensive, he didn't want to overcommit, and as a result, that's why we saw that transpire. But we'll see whether or not it's going to be singles or that tag setup now coming up.
Is it rigged or is it not? I
it
told
seems
OG
like
and it was
it's
rigged.
going
It's come on!
Well, that... No, the nail is there and it's doing its job. You know,
Is it though?
it would have
Is
been
it though?
would have been more rigged if it just literally just passed the nail.
It's rigged.
Yeah,
It's
just
definitely
the
rigged.
fact that the nail is there and it's actually stopping it. Like, all right, so that is actually doing its job. So it's not rigged.
We are gonna get to tag though, and
Yeah.
that's gonna be decided. Tag for set 3 and set 4 will be confirmed unless Penguin just wins this one and really doesn't allow set 4 to happen all the last, and that will be an utter shock to see. Doosan Fan Club going down in a 3-0 against Taiwan's Penguin. We thought the Japanese side would be a lot stronger coming into this one, but our expectation really going out to shadows right now.
And I mean, this is so surprising so far because even with tag, this is where we would expect Moonsong Fan Club to show their dominance, to show their team play, but so far it's been really lacking.
Exactly, and once again we are going into tag, and you know, we've seen Satoshi come out, we've seen Sushin Shang, the assassin, come out, and every time that happens, Satoshi has been on the backside. He was getting pushed back by Sushin Shang, forcing out that first defensive interference on the side of Nusang Fan Club, and even losing in the singles. We'll see if they'll still decide to send out Satoshi, because I know Penguin is gonna send out Sushin Shang because he's on the roll right now.
But you know what it is, and what's the better option than Satoshi to send out as the starting rotation? It really is not. You can't just send out Walla, you can't send out the Blade Dancer. Well, what we're gonna get? Well, we're gonna find out if that's gonna be the case. Satoshi Sekimoto is gonna be the first man out, or we're gonna see his alternate starting location coming in from Newsland Fanga. Potentially could be their last match. Let's see if it is. So we are going to this situation where, you know, set 3 and set 4 will definitely be a case where Satoshi Sekimoto, I mean, basically lose this one. And set 4, you don't think that you're going to come out as the winner here. Best of 7 still well in this track here, but Sushin Shang wants to smother them once again.
Well, the start is slow, but it's pretty similar. There we go, Sushin Shang going on the aggression once again. But this time around, he is out of Lotus of Escape. Satoshi has changed something up, but the defensive interference coming in from Nuzang Fan Club first is the same.
We'll see whether or not that's going to be enough, because in return, we'll have a reset happen for Peng Andi. So that was pretty obvious of a result, but again, it's these small advantages that if they go in favor of Peng Andi, it's going to potentially snowball, because Choshi having low HP from the get-go is really going to look bleak for them.
We're going to see just a pretty slow start from both of these starters, and of course unchanged from their previous tag endeavors. And set 3 will further decide whether Peng Andi will continue on their dominance and really call the shots as to, you know, what this series is definitely going to look like. But for the meantime, Peng Andi has looked stronger both in tag and singles. So another tag win for the Taiwanese side should be a huge boost in confidence.
Yeah, remember guys, we were talking about how, you know, that first win on the side of Peng Andi isn't that big of an issue,
Yeah.
but now it's starting to add up. This is 2 wins in a row for Peng Andi. If they win this again, Nusang Fan Club, now they already should be worrying, but if it becomes a 3-0, then they should really start to worry, maybe change something up, think of a new strategy.
6 seconds now left in the arena for both of these players, and so far it's been, as said, mostly a stalemate, but soon enough, the damage coming in there at the end has been great for Peng Andi, and the aerial as well.
All right, there we go. He is taking a little bit of damage, and the tag out did happen with that force
it's
tag.
Yen!
But wow! He's coming back.
Great knockout coming in from his teammate
Okay.
for that interfere, but making sure that Lin Xian puts in that damage, and very nicely done. We do see 2 carved out HPs from 2 of the members of the Japanese side, and we see Satoshi and Naoyuki both heavily injured, and Tatsuki's gonna be full health, but what's he to do? The execute damage is gonna just destroy out the throne. Tong Shir finally making this work out.
Yeah, finally, at least he does something to the throw. He did proc that Fury, as you can see the cooldown, but now Satoshi comes in with very low health, maybe like 35% health. He heals up a little bit, but Peng Shu now feeling great after making someone tag out with his Fury execute. But he also tags out.
Well, he did his job, right? At the end of the day, that's all that counts. That's all that matters. And we're back at this matchup. This is where Peng Andi is at their best, when it's Assassin versus that Gunslinger and Satoshi. Still struggling. We'll see whether or not he's going to be able to find that help, because if he does, that could be good. But Gunrise has been used, and as a result, things are already looking pretty dire potentially.
Satoshi Sekimoto had to use that Gunrise after that stun came through. Another stun that comes through that's going to force out the interfere coming in defensively. Look at that damage that will come through from the other end. Shang taking a lot of damage, but that Iron playing just in time. A little bit late, I would have to say, but that's a poison breath to the face, and that's going to be the end of Satoshi Sekimoto. It looks like an eventual end to this game 3 as well, but the counter damage is coming on.
Can he close this one out? Letting go gets the kill, and as a result, it's a 2v2. It's not over just yet. You cannot count them out. Japan has been insane in terms of their individual performance in the past. Can they at the very least make this tag work? They really need this win so far. Nayuki still kind of struggling, especially since Leech has landed. He's going to use the reversal so far. Still dropping low, down to about 40% HP now.
He's trying to save it. He's trying to save it. They both have Sushi Shank, the assassin versus, and the gunslinger out with 2 and 2 resources. So they're pretty even right now. So it's just a even playing field 2v2 right now. We'll see if now Yuki can create an opportunity for Tatsuki to come in for that extra aerial damage.
Because at this point, the advantage will be building up on the other side slowly but surely, and that's not the position you want to be in. And he actually goes in for the draw. However, the damage isn't there.
I see Naoki finally doing something for his team, but it's still a 2v2 scenario. Seems kind of even, but we do see Naoki's health bar a little bit damaged out, but he's trying to make that a little bit different for his side. Tatsuki comes in, and Naoki had to use a live tag out just to get his teammate in. Tatsuki, what can you do for this scenario?
Trying to go for the Brawl. The execute is going to get them there in the end, and this again is going to be potentially good, especially now with the assist. Brawl, the resets are going to happen, so Tatsuki in big trouble. He might be forced to tag out soon enough.
Yeah, he has that one tag point, but does he want to use it already? He might want to save it up because there's still 5 minutes left on the clock. But Tang Hong-shu is not giving him any breathing room. The defensive interfere does come in, but the Ember Stone put down is not going to allow any CCs to land here. Wow, Tang Hong-shu actually a changed man.
Really? Reformed, really? And we're going to see Tang Hong-shu on the Fury build. I can proc it once again. It does come back on cooldown. Means that he's going to proc it right away. He's not going to waste any time for that one. Thrall looking like he's going to go down very quick. But that dragon and then execute. And exactly what he needs right there. And once he gets Tatsuki very, very low there on that instance.
Where has been this performance in the tournament so far? Because this is absolutely a huge step up, and now Warlock coming in as well. 40% HP now left for the New Tech fan clubs. Blade Dancer finally healed back up a little bit with that Guardian Tempest, but this is looking very bad for them.
Wow, like Brunj mentioned, Tang Hong-shu, where has this performance been? I don't know, but it's great to see it work out finally. And another aerial, tons of damage coming from Lin Xiang.
And really, when Lin Xiang starts to perform and starts to put in damage, that is a troubling situation for their opponents. And look at one. Lin Xiang just making this look easy. PvE at its finest. And we're going to see Tang Hong-shu and Lin Xiang, even without their superstar, Sushi Shang, still be able to clinically beat out their opposition. It seems like Japan has no hope now.
A Fury coming in again. He's going to go for the execute on the Thrall. So far is looking for it. It will not get the kill, but this again is looking so much better for Ping on the.
Yep, and it is a Warlock mirror. It's a little bit more laid back for Tatsuki, but when you get days like that, it's not great. But like we said, Warlock mirror matches are a little bit more straightforward. We know what's going to happen. The pearl will be used, and not too much damage will be going in. It's just, Tang Hong-shu, you got to wait for that assist to come in here. And he does come in right now.
Oh, the assist comes in. The
Typhoon
Typhoon is there. And the kill is added too. And wow, Peng on the, what a performance. What a step up at that.
This is a moment we start to remember the last year's Peng in 2017.
Look at
that made it to this. I remember that smile.
Yeah.
That was there. That smile was there for Tang Hong-shu from that quarterfinals in 2017 when he advanced all the way to the semis, and he knew what that meant for him. He was the top 3 player in that entire tournament in terms of destroyer role, and we talk about what the significance of this is right now for Newtown Fan Club. Only 1 game away from potential elimination, and for Japan, this is a huge tragedy altogether.
This is just unfortunate, but they have been to their fullest for sure. You even saw it on their on the screen rather. They're smiling, knowing that okay, this has just not been our day.
Yeah, you know, let's just hope that, you know, we don't see a 4-0. Why right now it is 3-0 on the side of Pengan D. And one more win. Pengan D just sweeps Nusang Fan Club. And this, you know, I'm not favoring Nusang Fan Club or Pengan D, you know, but I've never expected Pengan D to go 4-0 if it does happen.
So far been an absolute step up, especially on that destroyer. I mean, we talked about how much it's a bit of a problem for this side, how, okay, you're not running that persistence in those safe moments, or rather those moments where you want to be safe and just overcommitting to that aggressive play style. But in the end, finally, they do make it work, they do make it happen, and at the end of the day, that is exactly what you want.
Okay, so we're looking at the scenario here. I thought it was going to be a best of 7, so maybe a further clarification in the line. Something that we did see in the intro of the broadcast. But for the meantime, it seems like it's going to be over, and Pengan D is going to be going to the next round. So, a quick commercial break, guys, and we're going to be right back.
And when you bite my neck, drop blood drips down my chest. My heart's got nothing left, you broke me. Your touch I can't resist. Live and die just for this. Your poison is a
그리고 시간 내공을 줄여주러 주술사가 들어오고 보지 않으면 이전하면 각지 교체가 얼마 남지 않았다. 어디 갔어요? 세상에 교체. 막심이 다시 한번 박진희를 보내버렸습니다. 바람처럼 상대를 보내버렸어요. 진짜 이 선수는 엄청나네요. 아니 막심. 살짝 좋을 것 같거든요. 제 생각에. 뛰어보면 아직 한축이 있었는데 장태주 선수 한축이 있고요. 양쪽 다 노리고 있었어요. 노릴 수가 있었고 잘 먹혀도 눈신 벗겨졌습니다. 샤우트에서 걸리면 끝이에요. 샤우트에서 걸리면 끝이에요. 마무리 달리기 들어가라. 박진유에게 완벽한 승리. 샤우트에서 인간상공인가.
คู่โลกันมาคุมแต่ก็ไม่ไหวแล้วเลือกที่จะเล็งหักคอโปรยระเบิดมาตอนนี้เล่นคอมโบเบสิกแทงเอวมาหนึ่งทีแล้วหักคออีกหนึ่งทีงานเข้าดูกันแล้วครับโปรยระเบิดหักคอแล้วแทงเรียบร้อยผมฟูดครับโอ้โหเป็นจังหวะต่อเนื่องแล้วยิงแล้วซวยแล้วครับอย่างนี้มาแล้วโดดที่หน้าไปโอ้ตอนนี้ใครมาก่อนเปลี่ยนคอเสียเรียบร้อยเป็นนิดครับปัดโชว์เลยครับผมโดนสายปาดลงมาตามต่อโอ้โหแล้วเจาะกาดตอนนี้ลงมาเปลี่ยนตัวข้าวมันจะปาดเข้ามายุค1-2และเป็นฝั่งสองคิวได้แชมป์Blade&Soul
맞짱 대결입니다. 네. 태그는 핑계거리가 있는데 이건 없어요. 엄청 떨립니다, 저는 개인적으로.
피해량을 노리면서 야금야금 포인트 벌고 빠지는 암살자가 끝까지 침착하게 하느냐 아니면 그 와중에도 최소한으로 피해를 줄이면서 역사가 같이 따라붙느냐 이 싸움이거든요.
기본적으로 말씀해주신 대로 암살이 좋아요. 상성상으로는. 그런데
현역으로 얼마나 또 오래 뛰고 있었느냐의 차이는 분명히 있고요. 우와. 전에 데미지 넣어놓고
공격의
이거
주도권을 쥐고 있는 암살자를 상대로 과연 얼마나 할 수 있을지.
하나 써. 이거 데미지 들어가요. 이거 데미지 들어가요. 이거 데미지 들어가요.
포인트 충분히 벌었으니까 이제는 암살자가 훨씬 마음이 편하죠.
아 이거 진짜 자존심 싸움인데 큰일 났습니다. 부산 동갑내기 친구들 간의 대결이거든요 이거.
네, 아드님 슬래그 심상치 않다. 심상치 않다.
들어갑니다 지금.
야, 왜 이러나?
이 시나리오를 이 시나리오를 피디님도 아시니까 컷컷이 넘어갑니다 이거.
암살자 탈출기도 금방 돌아오기 때문에
네.
무리하지 않고 둔주에 사용합니다.
네. 아 최성진도 지금 죽는 타이밍은 아니라 좀 더 공격적으로 하고 싶은데.
그렇긴 한데 탈출기를 좀 뻔한 타이밍에
네.
급히 쓸 수밖에 없다라는 게 결국은 약점이에요.
네.
마음 급하죠.
한 번만
도끼질!
마지막
아 일부러
상대
버텨요.
빼고
네 일부러
이제
버텨요.
탈출기 고려해야죠.
네.
이제
썼어요.
이제 쓰죠.
이제 걸리면 박진유도 한 방입니다.
오히려 암살자가 지금 탈출기가 없고 역사가
네.
하나 남아있기 때문에
그렇죠.
지금 시간을 벌지 않아요?
네. 사실은 둔주가 한 10여 초 정도 남아서 저도 개인적으로는 근데 구석으로 둔주
끝까지 침착하게 따라붙자. 얼마나 기쁘면. 최영훈으로 돌아갈 여유조차도 없을 거예요.
네, 시작입니다.
시작하자마자 선녀 여기 캐치.
치열하게 싸우는데
네.
이런 식으로 흘러갔을 경우에는
오.
경계가 있는 격사가 상황이 좋거든요.
자 일단 저한테 돌리고 하늘로 갔죠. 시간 벌어야 되거든.
무영보로 공중에 있을 때 찍어버렸습니다.
이제는 잠깐 전변한 타이밍. 시간만 조금 벌어주고 선유태도 좀 생각을 해봐야
경계
되는 시간이에요.
끝나고부터 공격이 들어가야
지금이거든요.
되는데
네.
들어갔어요.
봐야 돼요.
시간 충분하거든요.
얼마나? 자 5초.
최소 80%
4초.
이상 뺄 수 있을 것 같은데요.
2초.
이거 연속이.
1초. 자 거리. 우와. 손유태 거리. 지금은 순간적으로 거리를 뒤쪽으로 빠져주면서 오히려 그 다음에 드리블까지 생각했었던 손유태의 노련함이었었고요.
흔히 빅터플레이라고 하죠.
네.
공격할 것처럼 근처에서 얼쩡얼쩡거리면 탈출기 쓰기도 안 쓰기도 애매해요.
이러면 둔주 꼽을 거예요. 둔주 꼽았죠? 꼽고 들어갑니다.
마무리.
지금 타이밍은
버틸 수 있나요?
지금 이번 세트는 200% 선두대의 힘. 모든 암살이 꿈꾸는 플레이가 지금 나왔어요.
Welcome everyone back to World Championship 2018 with Blade&Soul, and we're going with the wildcard still, and we're still on the second half, and now with Penguin moving on to the next round. And we thought that Noonsan Fan Club would be the ones to beat them out, but Taiwan really surprised us once again, realizes why they saw themselves in the 2017 finals, and really just wants to see them maybe move on to the further rounds, but they have to get past a very tough team now with Thailand with 200 IQ in the lineup as well.
Yeah, and you know, like we saw Penguin performing against Japan, actually eliminating the first team from the wild cards, which is Japan. Unfortunately, Penguin Penguin, if they perform like they did against Noonsang Fan Club, I don't know. I think they may have a chance against 200 IQ.
I mean, talk about upsets today. Japan, the first team to go out in the wild card.
Yeah.
It's been crazy to see, and now we will be moving on to that best of 7 format. So that's going to be very interesting looking
Yep.
forward.
And you talk about what that storyline really occurs to, that Group A where Japan did come from with Korea and Europe. Japan is already eliminated from the tournament, and EU is still in this one. As the best team out of the wildcard so far, the 4 teams that I've been finding out for the first half of our day, they're in the finals. And we get a picture of Caster John on the day that he's
unfortunately
not,
he's not here
today,
right now,
on
but
on the day that he is not here. So, shout outs to Caster John.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's doing his own event elsewhere in Incheon, so we'll see him next time, of course, around. But, for the teams that have been finding out in Group A, that's been an interesting story altogether. Korea, Japan, EU was the big story, and EU came out at the bottom on the first day. And we saw them kind of tremble down and had to really work their way just to try to get that last spot in the wild cards, which happened today. So all the more, they feel like they are now on the uprise and really just saying that EU is no weaker than any of these teams out there. That includes Thailand.
it's kind of like, in some of those games or animations where, the main character has to take some damage and then the limit break happens and then they
limit
start
break.
coming back up.
You're going to my title.
But anyways, EU seems like they're kind of replicating that kind of situation where, they were, like you mentioned, they were at the bottom of their group, and then now they're at the top of their wild cards. So, I hope that the adrenaline and that quote-unquote limit break does not run out until they get into the semis.
I mean, unless Tenna's gonna just, he went for a nap post like that, I would expect, considering the fact that he was yawning in the booth. But never mind that. It's 200 IQ now coming up first, and they have impressive terms of their play, but they still need to keep it up.
Now we're still remembering the names very, very much so as they play more and more games. Ekasith, Ratapon, and Panya, now you guys know who they are, and you know they are quite good. And Ekasith, all the Blade Dancer, has been the most impressive for me all day long, and it seems like he's not stopping quite yet. He wants to continue to impress, and along with Ratapon and also with Panya, see what this team from Thailand can do, because they were so close in beating a Bad Intention. They did lose out, but it means that they have to now beat a pretty good-looking Penguin.
Yeah, and you talk about Penguin, but this 200 IQ, overall, even though they're in the wild cards, we've only seen them play once, and at that one moment, even though they did end up losing, they performed very well. It showed that, their teamwork was intact. So, no, we don't have too much information compared to Penguin or Bad Intentions, for example. However, 200 IQ, definitely a formidable team. If Penguin, though, performs like they did against Noonsang Fan Club, it's going to be a very close matchup.
And it is this team, Penguin from Taiwan, Chinese Taipei, and they are looking good. Tongshu finally has been reformed. He is now actually good. And Lin Xiang and Tzu Cheng, as always, they're going to be able to support his back end. The main damage coming in from obviously the Assassin along with the Destroyer. That really the combination has worked out for many different teams already in this tournament. So we'll see how this team does against Thailand.
Especially since it's 200 IQ we're talking about. You said Ekasif, that's the man of the hour for you guys. I really think it's all about Radapan on that summoner being able to not only save versus range classes with these timings with a pedal store, but saving those wall banks time and time again against Bad Intentions. They've proven they know how to play against this particular team composition.
Yeah, and we talk about how Penguin has that same composition with same as Bad Intentions, and you just mentioned that, Bruge, that 200 IQ, they kind of figured out how to play against this because they've already played against Bad Intentions, so they've gotten used to it. They've kind of figured it out. They studied and they learned from the loss that they have taken from Bad Intentions. So let's see if they have adapted and changed and grown up enough to defeat Penguin, who has that same composition.
And especially since you think about the fact that when it comes to the tag setup, they have 1-2 against Bad Intentions, so that is not going to be their main weakness. It's about the 1v1s, whether or not they can iron out those difficulties and make sure they don't lose out just because of it.
And we're going to see if that's the case for 200 IQ, who has been waiting on this stage for the arrival of their new opponents. And it is indeed going to be the team that beat out Noonsang Fan Club just as they did. So, we're going to see a clean shootout just coming up blowout from the side of the Taiwanese, and they did it against Nusan, and there's no telling that they're going to be able to do it against 200 IQ, but we're going to have to wait until that game 1 begins. Finally, we do begin the best of 7. We got to finish our last best of 5s in that previous series, so finally we get to the phase where a prolonged series really all depends on consistency and moving that momentum forward.
Yep, and yeah.
Momentum. I mean, talk about the tag. If they keep up that said momentum, Peng on D, I mean, they do have the individual skill now proven on the board, even if, as we've harped on about, the Fury Destroyer a bit overcommitting to it, but still, he does show that he can play to a very high degree.
Yeah, and if you remember when 200 IQ went against Bad Intentions, Wrathupon, the summoner that's been doing so well, especially in tags, he lost to Tenna twice. So that was -2 rounds for 200 IQ. So like Brunch said, they have to kind of brush up on their singles, and if they do so, their tag is pretty strong. Same goes for Pengan D though. That's why I said it will be a close match.
So we're looking at Panya, obviously with the Warlock. Ekasi is going to be on the Blade Dancer with Ratapon, Wang Suan. It's going to be famously on that summoner, has looked good all day long. Going to be up against Pengandi, Tang Shi on the Destroyer, on the Fury Destroyer. That's just a class name in itself now.
Yep.
We're not going to call anything else. Su Xingsheng going to be on the Assassin, and also Lin Siyang on the Warlock, who's looking better and trying to put in the damage himself. So very dangerous proposition. When Pengandi does well, the damage comes quite quickly.
Exactly, and Tengang Shu, the Fury Destroyer, it's starting to kind of work. It's not all the way at its full potential, but I gotta commend Zixin Shang, because Zixin Shang, in the beginning of this tournament, that assassin, he couldn't do anything. He could not carry out what an assassin is supposed to do. He kept dying out, he kept coming out as the opener, and he kept tagging out with like 10% health. He had to run away. So that hasn't been happening recently. So let's see if that could carry on against 200 IQ.
Mostly because that is going to be the important factor we saw versus Moonset. That was definitely what brought him over the edge for that win versus the likes of Satoshi. But in that summoner matchup, that's going to be rough for the Assassin.
Exactly.
And we're going to see, what the outcome will be for this first game in this best of 7. The first time we're going to have these guys face it off in this prolonged series. Who's going to pick up the first win and get that momentum going? We're going to find out in this first game. Here we go for the first game. Ratapon on the summoner with Su Jingcheng, very much known for his assassin. Looking a lot better, so we'll see if this first game once again translates his improvement over this tournament, and whether that will translate to a win, we're going to find out.
Yeah, we know that Ryuki actually didn't want to go up against a summoner right now with this patch, especially that's why they sent Tenna out on a 1v1, but this is the opener of a tag, so I guess it makes sense that Su Xingsheng is out because he does trust in his teammates. But right now, Lotus already being out, he does land that stun.
Ooh, that was pretty good though.
Yeah.
The follow-up as well, and assist on both sides on the board. Feraldo is going to be able to stay alive even though the Destroyer was the one to come in. And now with an additional assist, the air launch, the beast. Can it,
Oh
what?
my goodness,
He lands the
that's
kill? Wow.
Su Xingsheng, he is back to his old self.
And it seems like Pengandi's back to their old selves. This is
Oh,
bad
no.
news for the Taiwanese side.
Oh, no.
And look at this Hung-Shu not able to do anything. The cat is putting the Destroyer down on the ground. How did he even do that?
The cat is destroying the Destroyer.
That's not possible.
I'm just in
Don't sigh,
silence
Brute.
and disgust because right now this is what we're up against when it comes to summoners.
Oh.
But Execute did come through, will force out at the tag, but at this point, with only 2 members remaining, with him being solo, the air launch is there, the kill is there,
another
200 IQ, 1 member away of getting that 1-1 scoreline, or 1-0.
This is almost like this domination that's happening on the side of 200 IQ. It's almost as if Pengandi has technical issues.
Ow.
No, like I wouldn't be surprised if the PD in our ears told us, oh, there was an issue and we'll remake the game, because this is too brutal.
That
Absolutely.
summoner for you, I mean, right now the Rumblebees are there and they sting, I gotta tell you that, because right now Even though the Warlock does have the same for extra while, it's not going to be there enough. However, with the time distortion, it's going to buy some extra time. But Rolling Typhoon is going to just chunk through that for all. Air launch is there, and ooh, the kill is going to land. Now having used that second one is just one little health bar away.
Let's just say that Lin Xiang has really been stung by a bee, and that's the promise of it, and Ratapon is going to be able to finish him off. As if it started with the Summoner in Knob, it is going to end with the Summoner as well. Ratapon literally taking the game by the horn, and this is 200 IQ. Making that game look easier. Are we in for a quick series, guys?
I mean, considering it's a best of 7, I would expect no, but depending on how they really can play around the Summoner plays, it's looking very likely Rumblebees is going to be the pick seemingly no matter what, and can you blame him?
Okay. Well, we are seeing on the side of Penguin-D, and it seems like there was no technical difficulty. Like, to be honest,
it's lost.
yeah,
Flat
no,
out.
no, like I'm not a fan of either teams. Like, I'm not gonna be biased, but you know, I was kind of hoping because it was too one-sided. Like, we've seen many one-sided matches in tags and in singles. However, this was just too one-sided that like some part of my mind was hoping that maybe there was technical difficulty and maybe the refs were checking something out and maybe there could be a rematch called out, because this, I just feel so bad for Penguin, even though it was just 1 out of the 7 matches.
For Penguin, they only had one difficulty. That was skill difficulty. Literally all it was.
Oh.
I mean, you gotta mention the fact that they were not able to fight back at any instance of that time.
That's exactly why I thought there was something, because look at this. 2 tags, 3 interferes. 2 tags, 2 interferes. So like, I'm just, you know, yes, we know the result is set and there was nothing wrong with their computers or anything, but you know, while that was happening in my mind, I was like, oh my gosh, this is as bad as if their keyboard wasn't working.
Is 200 IQ just that good, Bridge?
Well, you got to keep in mind, even versus bad intentions, this composition and the Summoner in general is going to be very lethal against it. Having that instant air launch basically with the Rumblebees on top just makes it for a deadly combination, and it's basically more or less 100-0 depending on the situation. And now this is pretty scary.
Well, I mean, who else would you have expected other than Ratapon to come out for the singles? We're going to see him out on the Summoner. But Tong Shu is going to be his opponent. A Summoner, of course, reformed and much better in 2018. How do you feel this coming up ending?
Well, we've seen how the Summoner does against anybody, and we'll have to see what happens here.
Will they be able to dominate once again as it did in Game 1? We're going to find out the second game between these two sides. Currently a dominating performance by them in Game 1. Can they extend it over to a Game 2? Let's find out. And huge cheers coming out for the Penguin-D side on the right. And this could mean that all these players really looking to make a difference all together, and it seems like the Summoner is ready to get the plays on their way here.
Wow, persistence. Okay.
Oh!
I mean, first time, all right, it makes sense, but still Rumblebees is in the play, so we know how fast this matchup can really end.
Gus is gone already, and it just means that persistence, once that is out of there, that's going to be free hitting.
That's done, that thing.
Backstep is gone.
Okay, that's a good trade, and he pulls him in once again. Ooh, does not get that though. That would have been good, but if you notice, the persistence is there, and he is able to actually stay on the aggression because of that persistence, even after that Gust was gone, and he does have him on the grapple. We'll see how this will play out.
Just needs to make sure the follow-ups are good. So far, it's going to be almost down to 50% HP. The follow-up is pretty much there, but now with the grapple,
the cat
no,
and the
this is
Rumblebee.
it.
The Gust is coming back.
Oh my god. That is too OP. That is not right.
He has his hands off right after. He's like, oh, I'm done.
That's not fair. That is completely not fair. Like, Tong Shu did everything right, and he gets caught once by the cat, and Rumblebees finish it 100-0.
You know, but I gotta commend him. He got rid of the fury, and you know, that stubbornness is gone. And you know, let's hope that he can actually make this work in tag as well.
You know, when we get sports cars and they talk about the 0 to 100, we talk about 100 to 0 in Blade&Soul. This was faster than a Ferrari. Let's get it. Oh my goodness. That Rumblebee can do some damage.
And it was looking so good for him right there. I mean, the follow-ups were good, persistence and everything, but yeah, the cat grapple Gus wasn't quite there in time. I mean, you saw just now, it came back right as he died.
Well, there we go. We do have some 200 IQ fans here as well. and I'm pretty sure they are happy with their performance so far. It is a 2-0 lead. We're going to set 3, which will be tag, and we'll see if Penguin has kind of brushed up their losses and kind of come back, because a 3-0 lead for 200 IQ, that's going to be big, and they want to stop this momentum.
And we're going to see what happens after 2 games have gone over to their opponents. Penguin, I mean, looking helpless. I mean, what are you to do? And you get demolished just like that for 2 games straight. We're going to game 3. I wonder if this even matters.
Well, we'll see what the outcome is, because like I said before, they want to cut off this momentum. This is the chance for Penguin.
And considering it's tagged,
yeah.
Well, yes, it's a chance looking like a slim one, because they had no success when it comes to dealing with a composition of 200 IQ so far.
Right, well, seems like we have Rathapon on screen, and he has been the superstar as well as Ekaseth. And on the side of Penguin, we've seen some adjustments here and there, and they have improved as a team a little bit. And it may be a little bit too late, but let's hope that it could, you know, at least bring them to at least 1 win here.
Game 3 is a very necessary and a desperate win. That is much needed by Penguin, but can they get it against such a strong side of Thailand? We're going to find out in this game number 3. Ratapon, he is out. He is looking to make some plays again.
And last time, we did see Penguin have a relatively good start, but it just collapsed on top of him so quickly. And now Ratapon, if he gets a better opener this time, or rather an even better one, it's gonna be lights out for Penguin.
Well, this little bit of a slow start. Not Lin Xiang, Zixin Shang actually on the assassin right now. Didn't have a great start last time in the first tag match. Well, none of them actually on the side of Penguin had a great time, but there we go with the double knockdown. Backstep actually taken out on the side of 200 IQ.
Oh, now both falls out of play, both resets coming in, makes it somewhat of more of a stalemate, but overall the resources are slightly in favor of Gandhi. So if you can keep up this momentum, again, last time around versus Japan, it was all about the assassin. And of course, we did see Hyunshu coming in on the story better, but now with the air launch with the bees, oh, the timing for the save was good.
Yes, that
Could have been a little bit faster, to be honest, but we do have a pretty safe and pretty relatively unscathed Shang trying to just prolong his stay into this field, and that poison breath is not going to connect, and backstep and retreat are both out. So Ratapon is a little bit vulnerable in this instance.
Yeah, this time around it's actually working out pretty well for Zixin Shang. He got rid of that escape again, and he is playing aggressive. He has both Lotus and Stealth. Another double knockdown.
Very nicely done, but this will prompt the assist from the other side. However, if he manages to wait this one out 2 more seconds, make the most out of it, this is going to be an overall resource advantage gain in favor of Penguin.
Do have that mirror match, but Lin Xiang in the air took some damage here. He has to answer back. He is out of his second wind.
He's trying.
He's trying.
There is an attempt, yes, but Panya still has that second wind, and with both of them just at a stalemate right now, 200 IQ still going to be looking to play this one out and wait. They have no reason to rush things.
Oh yeah, they definitely don't. They can just play it slow, and that time distortion is going off right now. And Panya, it just feels comfortable hugging the wall just for the time being, and they're going to slowly make their way, because Panya's still cooldown on that leech, as you can see on the bottom left.
Xiang, of course, he's trying to make comeback here. He gets a pretty decent damage onto Panya, and it's going to force out the tab. Also the tag out as well, so Exit going to be back onto the field, see what opportunity he can make as a Blade Dancer once again.
Yeah, that was very nice, though, coming in with the fighting spirit. Make sure it's going to be great. And now, wow, with the execute, it's going to be like 70% chunk down here for Ekasif. And as a result, Penguin now are in prime position to take this match.
And he still didn't proc the Fury. He does proc. There we go. The Fury has been procced. It's dangerous. And now that defensive interference does come in.
It's a bit funny that the one without the Fury does more damage than the Fury itself. But talk about the lightning draw with the Wind Sipper. And that's all it really takes to do a lot of damage onto the opponents. And Tang Shu finally taking a hit of his own medicine.
Yep. So far, it's going to be looking better overall for the side of 200 IQ, managing to get a little bit of health back with that Guardian Tempest, with those resets. But Bang On D, remember, this can always turn around in a glimpse, considering the fact that we will most likely see the Fury, we will see that execute.
Alright, Sushin Shang on the field against Ekasith, and they are playing it slow, and the resource points, as you can see on the left and the right, are pretty similar, pretty evened out the health bar as well. Lin Xiang is at full health, but still, you know, at this point, at this 4-minute mark, if the health bars are like this, it's pretty even. But the reactionary 2v2, that was a great iron plating right there. Fury is procced again. The drag does not work, the execute does not work.
Very reactionary on that iron plating just to make sure the damage doesn't come around. But can he defend against this one? It seems like the aerial does connect in time, but it seems like the 4 seconds left on Ekasith will be pretty safe. Going out, and we'll use that last tag escape just to get out, and we'll be able to get the free tag out.
Ooh, but this is going to be very dangerous right now because it forced the stealth and the Lotus of Escape. So we'll see right now a lot of potential trouble coming Bang On D's way.
Alright, we'll have to see how this works out. Rathapon, nobody wants to go up against him. Like, everybody's just tagging out. They're just going back. They're backstepping out. And we'll see if Rapathon kind of gets the glimpse and kind of goes aggressive and forces them to just waste their resources.
And so far, resources not looking too hot for Bang On D, but now finally being able to find some damage. Perhaps taking a book out of Tennis Page will be the air launch. This is going to be pretty good here for Bang On D, and as a result, we will have that tag out and return the mirror matchup. It's going to be a time distortion actually committed, so this could bite him in the back in the long run.
Well, we're looking at the first 5 minutes of this game, and really slow starter as to no significant damage that will knock out a member of either team. And this means that Panya, along with Lin Xiang, who's just out on the field, does tag out to Sushin Shang, has to look for something significant. That crucial aerial, that crucial CC, that will lead to a lot of damage, but it seems like the defensive strats are very much in poise for both teams.
Look at the assist, look at the difference with the resources. 200 IQ have the advantage, but if you don't really take that into consideration, with 1 minute and 17 seconds still the extra assist, things might be looking good, or rather better for Bang On D, especially since 1 assist with a Warlock is potentially all they need to secure that 1 kill.
And this action is going to start very soon. The interfere does come in on the side of 200 IQ, but as you say, they are getting depleted with that resource, and that aerial is coming in.
Seems like Lin Xiang wanted to really protect his teammate from much of that, and it seems like Sushin Shang could have been in a very vulnerable situation with that aerial with the Warlock ready to put the damage on, and Panya just fails to do that with Lin Xiang interrupting.
Yeah, well,
hoping for a time distortion that would actually heal him up as well, but unfortunately not going to be the case. Instead, he's going to look to play aggressive against the Warlock. The tag out is still available though for Panya, and as a result, we'll see whether or not he's going to try and wait this one out.
Alright, well, we'll see. That stun does happen. He is out of stealth, but he's still playing it aggressive because he knows he has that Lotus. Back row, there's no chase going on. Bombard. Sushin Shang just going all out aggressive.
We're going to see Sushin Shang, what he makes out of this situation. It seems like he's just going to heal back just for a little bit as he has 10 more seconds left on the clock before he does get tagged back out. Ratapon, very healthy, being a summoner that he is. Very understandable, but we're still seeing not really much aggression coming from the summoner this time around. Trying many things, but really not connecting.
Yeah, Tangongshu finally in a tag match got rid of Fury, comes out with the gust and persistence. Execute does not land and does not do too much damage here. Negates this interfere coming in from Ekasith.
But still, it doesn't really matter because Ekasith is going to have an additional interfere soon enough. He still has 2 tag outs, and on the other end, no other tag outs outside of the Destroyer. But right now, looking for more onto Ekasith is going to be the Amber Stomp. However, the grip connects, and this is very dangerous.
Phantom Grip does connect, brings him out of the Amber Stomp. Rugal Lightning Draw also does land a little bit.
Let's see what Ekasith can make of this. This is the aerial that we've been looking for. Once again, interaction coming in from Sushin Shang as well. So just trying to nullify the damage as much as they can. Once again, mission successful on that one.
The party save coming in the nick of time, but again, we gotta commend the side of Bang On D having persistence again. Even a tag the first time, I believe, at the tag setup. So we'll see whether or not they can still make something happen because it's 52 seconds left.
Well, this is slowly going to favor 200 IQ here. That last interfere has been used for this iron plating save.
Really incredible to see that only 1 minute and about 30 seconds left in this matchup, and really nothing coming. No KOs, and it's going to be eventual just damage chart difference. Really hard to tell which team got the better of the damage. It would seem as if Ratapon and the Summoner team has done a lot more, but it seems like that will be a lot different now. This is the KO that will be coming slowly now.
Yeah, and Ekasith still has that one interfere left, so they want to make some plays before the 1 minute mark. They only have, roughly 10 seconds here, but one good aerial could get, one more player eliminated from Penguin-D.
And it has to be agreed upon that this is the best effort that Penguin-D has shown all day long against this team, and 200 IQ looking like not the invincible team that they are. It seems like Sushing Sheng and the rest of Penguin-D are trying to put in a fight, but in this last minute, it seems like the whole foe is once again going to decrease.
I mean, even if the stall is good, I gotta question whether or not they're gonna have the damage, because so far, especially with that kill onto the Warlock, it's gonna be looking very unlikely now. Trying to go for the leech, I think. It's not going to be too successful there, but look at that, 37 seconds left. We just have to see Penguin-D just try and poke and dish out as much damage in that time as possible.
Yeah, exactly what Bruin said. They have to go aggressive. They have to make it work. They can't just go in hastily, though, to get eliminated. However, they definitely are lacking in damage, it seems. And Sushing Sheng knows that. He wants to do that. He wants to do that, but the Cat and the Summoner, they're just being a nuisance and not allowing them to do so.
Oh, now with another assist, the final assist coming through here for 200 IQ. Can they dish out extra damage? So far, no is the answer, as we do have the Destroyer. They're going to try to do even more.
Oh, this is
so
it!
far, it's good. The Fury, the Execute is going to be 3 seconds left. And now, Score now on top. Who is going to be coming out? I would wager my bets on 200 IQ, but it might be close.
You saw the Poison
that
Breath
last-
and
wow.
the Bombard in the end, but still, will it be enough? Oh my god, Penguin-D!
Okay.
Barely! About 15,000 difference out of 227k.
That was then...
That was
if
literally the Poison Breath
that's-
and the Bombard at the end. That was literally it.
No, it was Tangon Shu's Execute that landed.
Yes.
Yeah, that and the Bombard and the Poison Breath.
Yes.
So, like, that put together at the end, last maybe 4 to 5 seconds that happened all together, and that actually gave them the victory. And this just shows how much heals that the Summoners also do overall, and wow, that was a very close game.
You have to keep in mind the damage Summoners do, but at the same time, the healing as well. And it really came down to that last moment, making sure they stayed safe all throughout, and then landing the Execute and the Poison Breath Bombard, as you guys said, at the very last few seconds.
That was, it was very close. It was kind of slow, like Joel mentioned before during the game, but as you see on the replays right now, the damage has been going back and forth. It's just on the side of 200 IQ. They just healed and healed and healed, and it just seemed like they were always full health. But at the end of the day, you saw the damage charts. It was very close. If they did not land those 3 skills at the end within that 5 seconds, they would have lost, and it would have been a 3-0 lead on the side of 200 IQ. But now they cut off that momentum, made it 2-1.
When the first 9 minutes and 55 seconds decide that 200 IQ was supposed to be the winner, and the last 5 seconds make all the world of a difference. And that's a good play coming from Tang Shu, and this is right here. 5 seconds left in the game.
There
See
we
right
go.
here, the Execute. Incredible. 60%, and that couple 20% more coming in for that Poison Breath, along with the Bombard from Sushing Sheng. And very nicely done, Penguin-D. They are the ones to really come back from being rock bottom, and now they finally see a hopeful. They see that bright line, and they're gonna reach out to you, hoping to get more wins on the board.
All right, well, we
Now-
do see the roulette.
Rigged, not rigged. Was it going to be this time?
We'll see. We will see. All right, we have that big single, which is gonna pass.
Come on,
and
come! I'm out. I'm out. I'm out.
Well,
If this isn't rigged, you tell me what is. You tell me what is.
well,
Unfortunate
Well.
circumstances.
well. Set 4 will be another tag here coming up, and even though Penguin-D did take that, overall dominance was on the side of 200 IQ. So we'll see if 200 IQ can pull something off like they did in set 1 rather than what they did in set 3.
You know what it is. If OJ really wanted a tag match that badly, just tell us that you want a tag match, and we'll just put it every round in. Oh man, that's gonna be another tag match, and it's hard to tell Because it seemed like 200 IQ was the better team for basically 9 minutes and 55 seconds. And literally that 5 seconds in the end was the one to really turn the tides for Pengundi. And now they do have that 1 win on the board. It doesn't mean that 200 IQ is absolutely better than the Taiwanese side in these tag matches. So doesn't really count on Pengundi by any means, and can definitely collect another one here.
And considering the fact that Pengundi right now is performing so much better than what we saw yesterday in their previous performance as well. Again, where was this Pengundi in the other matches? Because they've been adapting. We've seen persistence come through. Yes, that's been the talking point about this team, but that's not just the only adaptation. And if they keep it up right now, I mean, it's looking better and better.
Yeah, and we'll have to see if that adaptation is going to work out for this tag matchup that's coming up.
Winning that game, one for themselves. Again, everyone trying to win that second game in this tag match. 2 in a row will be very good for Pengundi. We're going to see if they can do it. Make it into even. We're going to find out. It is the same starting lineup as you would all expect. Rapapon and Sushing Shang is going to be both out on the field. And Summoner, not much been doing on that last round. Other than that, a little bit of late exertion of effort. But we need to see a more consistent output of damage from the Summoner to find this team of 200 IQ a little more successful.
Gets CC'd, but that cat does help him out. See if this will lead into any advantages.
He still has the backstab, he still has defensive options, but now actually getting stunned up could be dangerous. However, overall the damage is coming through on the side of Pengundi, having the advantage. Will pump that assist already. It's the repeat, setup repeat, pretty much strategy coming through. But again, so much healing has been done, and overall, if Pengundi keep this one up, even if it goes to timeout again, they are building that advantage in terms of the damage.
We'll see if that will actually be the case. There's still 9 minutes left. The match has just started. And, you know, I don't know what happened in set 1 where Pengundi just got deleted like so quickly that I don't even remember what happened. But the last match and this match, they're just taking it slow. They're kind of making sure they get the win for both sides. So it's understandable that they're taking their time. But, ooh, that thrall. What was that thrall?
You know what it is?
That thrall just felt like coming out.
He was bored. He was bored. That's literally the dog that got the cage.
Yeah, who let the dog out?
Who let the thrall out?
No.
Oh, but the reinitiation is gonna happen, and we'll see who can get the advantage. Because remember, Pengundi, they don't need to be the aggressors right now. They are winning out on damage and resource in that sense.
The thrall's still here?
Yeah, it is still here. It's just watching, but now we have the 2 Warlocks. Are we gonna have 3 thralls?
Oh man.
Is that the question?
To be or not to be? Shakespeare asked that about
yes,
thralls.
Observer, turn the camera, show us the 3 thralls.
You know you want to. Yeah, 1, 2.
You see that one at the
we
end
see
on the left.
Yes. Well, you have a better angle than that one. Observer, come on.
We do have this Warlock mirror match. We do have the interfere coming in, and Lindsay actually taking the brunt of the damage. Tags out in time, but that chase also happens. Tang Hongshu also takes some damage as well.
Yes.
What?
In the
Lindsay
meantime,
comes in.
Interfere.
You blinked, the interfere was there, and it secured the kill for 200 IQ. And now already, if you blinked, as said, you missed it. And with the Typhoon, can they do anything off of it? No, so far seemingly, because can have the assassin tag it without that fighting spirit as well. So right now, Ekasif is coming into play, and they need to just play this one out and safely at that.
You know what it was? Panya did not appreciate the fact that there are 3 thralls out in the field. He wanted to reduce that down to 2. Oh man.
Oh gosh.
This damage is really starting off now. After that game 3, looking so strong. This is looking like a whole different game for Pengundi, not able to answer back.
Right, he tried to do that drag and that execute. It did do some damage, but that might just be everything here. The Gust is used.
Well, they get the days onto the Blade Dancer, but it's not really going to get anything else. And as a result, we will have the tag out. We'll have the assassin come into play instead.
There we go. Fushin Chang at full health, 2 tag points, so he's kind of comfortable here, as well as Tang Hongshu having 2 interferes as well. But you got to remember, it is a 2v3.
And it is basically telling you if he does come in and interfere, he can use 2 of it, but so low on health. So any time that he comes in, if he's a little bit careless, that might be the death of him. And it seems like he's finally going to come in with the Iron Plane, the only thing he can do right now.
Yeah, that was actually pretty fast. Sushin Shang didn't take too much damage here, so it's all right. He does get his stealth back. We'll see this Blade Dancer versus Assassin. Pengandi, they definitely have to make their move, but once again, they're in the air.
Okay, that's gonna be it. Just a rumble beat over and over once again. Sushin Shang, he's just about as low as Tong Shu is, and this looks like a quick game in this first 5 minutes.
Especially since now the disadvantage is way too big. The aerial again coming through here. Pengandi in a heap of trouble. Final assist now expended too. This is looking very rough right
Ooh,
now.
at least he's in the air and he got the webbing.
What is he gonna do with the webbing? That's the big problem right here. The stun that does come up. Reversal is available. Finally, he's gonna use it. So Sushin Shang has to be careful now. What he's gonna be able to do is gonna be in a very dangerous situation altogether.
He will get his stealth back in 1 second. He just got it back, but look at his health. It's not good, and he uses that stealth.
Everything's out.
Tags out.
It's there and it's gone. The Fury is going to be able to chunk down the fall. Quite low. Can he get a kill? Yes is the answer. But again, in the meantime, he did manage to take quite a bit of damage. Bastion was up for Panya, and now, as long as he gets one good catch, his Destroyer might be in trouble, but the assist is still available. So, on the other side, if we get something like a Wallbang Fighting Spirit combo, might be able to land one kill.
Now Panya is going to be the one who does have that tag point, so can't use it at any time. Just trying to negate the damage, just trying to stall time is what he's trying to do. Tong Shu he's very busy trying to get this one kill, but it's really not coming to him.
That defensive interference does come in to try to help him out, and it's actually working out. Tang Shu getting pushed back by Wrathapon.
Oh no, this is going to be in the air, and Sushin Shang is going to be up in the air. Nothing to do. Even the cat is looking to get the finish and barely is able to escape, but he's not going to last very long.
Only Lotus of Escape available, but look at that HP. Even if he's going to be able to, I mean, rather, I don't know if he's going to be able to use it. He's going to just go ahead and use it right now to stay safe for a while longer. Finally, gets a little bit of HP back after he used that Poison Breath as well, but even with that tech, I think he's going to be forced to use it because he still has an assist, so you want to make sure you, at the very least, use that particular resource.
Does get chased though. Shu not looking great right now, but does land that stun and puts down that Ember Stomp. CC.
Okay, very nice chase. Just to get in, and Ekasith will have to use that escape, but it is there. 200 IQ is looking very, very comfortable at this moment. The Phantom Grip is going to be just a further injury towards the Taiwanese side. And what are you to do? You're just getting shocked left and right. The continuation of damage, Tong Shu eventually going to go down sooner or later.
Oh, now Persistence going to be popped. Final defensive option here for Pengandi. We'll see whether or not he can get a connection. Again, if he gets the kill here, this is going to be big.
Ooh,
what?
Wow, they deleted him, and it actually worked out. The drag, the execute, and the offensive interfere coming in from Sushin Shang.
Technically 2v2 now, but we know the health bar is not in the favor of Pengandi, who did get a very nice strike, but you have to be careful here.
Especially since Time Distortion is available. Seeing Strike actually is going to get the air launch afterwards, so that is going to buy himself quite a bit of time. Extra time now bought in the end. If he can survive, this is going to be even better. There's the story actually playing out of his mind so far. If we make a 2v2 happen and a 2v1 afterwards,
Unfortunate that the execute did not happen, but the 3-minute mark did pass. Everybody has an interfere point back, and it's an evenly matched 2v2, except for the health bar, which is not
trying to go for that damage, trying to go for that stun. You saw that coming from Sushin Shang. All that interfere, but did not connect. Very nice job of Panya just to avoid that sidestepping it in time. And Tong Shu, he has really nothing to do now.
oh, I mean, now getting PV'd.
He's getting PV'd, yeah. He was doing that pile drive, and he just died after that.
Unfortunately, you gotta remember the summoner still is in the back pocket of 200 IQ, and now Panya is gonna be able to just chill. Even if he goes down, I think the chances of winning are very slim now for Pengandi.
And now we're standing here with Sushin Shang. Why does it feel like such a disadvantage 2v1 here, guys? And we usually like to see Assassin maybe the best class to try to go for this 1v2, but it really doesn't seem like it. The summoner is putting out so much damage here with the Warlock as well.
Yep, the stealth is out. The Lotus is back for Sushin Shang, but will that be enough? Because Panya will be force tagged out in 10 seconds, and he does have that one interfere point.
With the one interfere point, though, we'll see if he's going to be able to stay in enough. It seems like yes, it's going to be the answer, since we cannot have more aggressive plays come through with Sanctum being up and available.
Now, the question is Panya even going to be involved in this last kill? Will Ratapon be able to finish him in himself?
I mean, he should be able to. Whether or not it's going to be the case, we'll see. So far, already looking pretty good, though. Lotus of Escape is not available.
Time distortion does come back here. All right, Panya is gonna take part in supporting Breathapon.
You know what it is? 8 more seconds, another interfere comes back for Panya, and that means another utility tool or even a finishing off tool can be available for the side of 200 IQ, and it seems like they just want to finish here.
All right, double stun, nice. Afraid of the cat, he's taking it cautiously and slowly here. 50 more seconds until the TKO. You know, I'll be surprised if this goes down to the TKO if they cannot finish Tsushin Shang off with that little bit of health left over.
I mean, if it does go to overtime, that might actually be in favor of Pengandi. It's going to be so close, though, because he's so low. Ooh, the C iframe. How long can he escape this with Lotus of Fury now timing out? He's still dancing around. He's still surviving. No more is now left for the side of 200 IQ. No tag out is available for Adapon as a result. He's going to be in it for the remainder of this round, and as a result, 20 seconds is such a long time.
Oh! He had the Lotus put down and he just got eliminated. And you know, I was thinking,
You put down the flower and the Rumblebees will come for the pollen.
Yeah.
That's what happened in the last bit of Rumblebees was good enough. And oh man, I think it's back to where we all started. Looks like Pengandi just one game away. Not looking as good as they did before. Game 3 looked pretty good as they were able to withstand Adiviria, basically win the game literally in the last 5 seconds. But that was the only time, the only 5 seconds of this entire series that they were looking like they were a better team than the other team.
Well, the thing is, considering the type of composition they're up against, I really think they are showing that they have improved overall throughout the tournament, and that is going to be very important for them because moving on forward, they obviously want to carry this momentum and make sure they will come back stronger if they go outright now. But it's not going to be over if they start making a comeback for the next 1v1. The tag is still a possible win because the last one, kind of close. I think if it went to damage, they had a chance to win still. And previously, they managed to find another avenue. So perhaps they can make that a reality if they will get to that final tag eventually.
yeah, you know, if Pengandi just last round, well, this round that we're seeing as the replay, if they went to the TK, I'm very curious because I'm pretty sure it was close. Even though Pengandi lost 2 of its members, they did a lot of damage, and as we know from before in the past when we saw the TKO go down, the Summoner heals is just too much that, you know, Pengandi took that win. But before we go into another tag, we're going to have to go into that singles match, and if 200 IQ gets a victory in this singles, then it is over for Pengandi.
Just means that we're not going to go to that next tag if 200 IQ actually do anything, does get the win. Set 5 is going to be opponents. You see a lot of icon that is very parallel across all sides, and that is the icon of 200 IQ. Pengandi barely got that set 3 victory, but otherwise has been dominated by the Thai side. And this team from Thailand looking pretty good, and it seems like we're going to get the matchups here.
It's going to be interesting to see if they will be the ones to advance and get the potential revenge
Ekasev
match
for the very
versus
first time.
Bad Intention. And Ekasev now on the lineup. Blade&Soul versus the Assassin is actually a pretty good matchup potentially here for Thailand.
We'll have to see how this plays out because all these teams, yes, we know how the matchup's supposed to play out. You know, we expect this, we expect that, but that never happens. Sometimes something crazy happens and a big twist happens as well.
And it could be the last one. For Thailand, if they do pick up this one, they will advance to the next round to have their match against Bad Intention. Can Pengandi stay this one? We're going to find out in this game number 5. Ekasit Kalsharan is going to be on the Blade. That's on the singles. We haven't seen him much in this 1v1 stage. He's going to be up against Tsushin Shang. See what happens between him and the Assassin.
So far, not looking too hot. Wind Slash is the build choice, so he's going to go for the Wind build. As a result, not something you see too often versus 2-tap classes with Blade answers, but he's still going to stick with it. Already 50%. The question is when he's going to pop that reversal because
he didn't.
Once he does go for it, it's going to be pretty much over with another catch.
But that was a very nice effort by Ekasit just not to use any reversal, but still get out of the situation
And the Lotus
just
disappeared.
fine. And the Lotus is gone. I do say Stealth is still here. He's just going to go for the retreat instead.
Okay, the Stealth is out. He does put that Lotus down in between. So, all right, so Stealth is gone, but he still has that Lotus. Now, one more escape. Oh my gosh, another aerial.
The Lotus Escape is still there. Of
Yeah.
course, the Wind Slash is not available at the moment, so that just means that continuation damage all the way through. Finally gonna use the Lotus Escape. 15 more seconds of vulnerability for Su Xingqiang, and Eka should take full advantage of this.
And if he will manage to get that dual strike, it's gonna be very
Oh,
dangerous.
that's
it! And their
Oh.
Wind Slash
5
is
seconds.
available this time around.
The Wind Slash comes through, and will it be enough time? 2, 1.
Nicely done.
That's it. Wow, that's it.
Well, that is a 4-1 victory on the side of 200 IQ, and now they will be facing Bad Intentions again.
And on the other end, Tangon D, the 2017 semi-finalist in the World Championship, they are out.
Yes, they are, and wow, very well played on the side of both, actually. You know, Pengon D, we saw some adaptations coming through from them, and we saw them actually take a win in tag match when it went down to a TKO. So, you know, I praise Pengon D for trying until the end and showing us a great game, but unfortunately 200 IQ was a little bit above them.
We did see that from game 1 and abroad, and only that game 3 where it seemed like just holding on to the end, barely getting that miraculous advantage and that damage in the end for the TKO was the only hope for Pengon D, but otherwise we knew who the clear team was.
That's going to be a problem looking forward to their next opponent, because Bad Intention, they struggled in the tag setup. They won in the ones, but now as we're going to be in a best of 7 setting, that's going to be a whole different story.
We're going to be going to a closing, guys. We're going to be going to one more commercial break, and once we're back, we're going to be back with the last series of the match. Bad Intentions versus 200 IQ will be our last set of the day, so don't go anywhere, and we'll be right back.
이게 뭐죠?
한기발산으로 장악 넘기긴 했습니다만 이 걸리면 따닥! 상태에서 올랐고요.
따닥! 들어가 따닥 들어갑니다. 따닥!
이거 4번 반 들어가는 거 정확하게 맞춰오죠.
네, 체력도 한계가 와요. 여기 되면 죽어요.
자, 추가 캐치.
반격! 반격!
두고요.
네, 조금 더 밀어넣고.
김수환도 탈출 있어야 되고
밀어넣고.
스킬 빼놨어요. 스킬 빼놨어요.
네. 이건 아직 나에게는 체력이 있다.
탈출기 바로 쓰고요.
도끼가 나타나. 도끼가. 도끼 나에게 도끼가 물어.
몰라 이거 몰라요. 아직 몰라요. 한기발산
이거
들어왔어요.
몰라요. 자.
들어왔습니다. 김수환 기절. 안 돼요.
실패.
재성진 생명력 넘었어.
돌고.
밀어내기. 그리고 여기서 띄우고요.
여기다 놓고. 자, 집어 던지고.
배성진
네.
캐치하면 이겨요. 캐치하면. 거의 우승이에요.
수비가 안 되면 이거 경기가 완전히 일반적으로 마무리될 수 있어요.
오늘 막심이 굉장히 보고 싶거든요. 막심 반피.
자, 여기서
박시
폭발합니다.
탈기.
막시바 너무 심하게 나가는데
또 띄우고.
빠르기
낙지 밀어라. 일어나 낙지. 일어나 낙지.
아무도 못 구해줘요 이거.
자, 추가 캐치됐어요. 아무것도 탈기 뛰고.
엎어치기
네. 낙지 강점. 한 명이 데리고 가야죠.
발로 싸움이라면 나도 지지 않겠다라는 의지 시간이 굴러가면서 마음껏 달려들죠.
빠질 수밖에 없는 탈기 살리고요. 뛰고.
안정당해 유동과 무기.
자, 추가적으로 다운. 모처럼 잡은 공격기였는데 이제는 구석에 놓고 5번 발산 넉백에서 시작되는 한방 대박 공보는 누구도 막을 수 없습니다.
나의 검을 무시해?
저항이 좀 강한 검사이기 때문에 다시 한번 이 탈출기가 돌아올 때까지 시간 충분히 벌어줄 수 있고요. 자, 횡. 여기서
그리고 지금 소녀태도
이거
잘못하면
머리스
녹습니다.
2대2 머리스 짤짤이 짤짤이 안 죽었어 아직 안 죽었어 두둑
자, 콤보 기회 제대로 잡았죠.
그로기
그 콤보 들어갑니다.
손윤태
그 대신에
마련 뒤로 연계 갑니다.
콤보 찬스.
네, 뒤쪽 돌아서
콤보 마무리 지워버리겠는데요.
네, 목 긋고 남습니다.
이게 끝까지
여기서 한준호 선수를 상대로 압도를
이러면 레드
먹고
이러면 레드 좋아. 불안감이 남아 있거든요.
이거
두번
뭐죠?
끝났습니다. 그로기 잡았어요.
잡았다
자, 힘듭니다.
둘다 체력이 빠지고 본체도 체력이 빠지고
힘들어요.
그렇지 마령은 당연히 하고 있고요 최성진
공이 안 돼요.
최성진 캐치
최성진이 또 일냅니다.
상대 이상기가 많아요. 얼굴 둘러놓고 본인이 밀어내고요.
빼내고
집요하게 괴롭히죠.
이거 좋네요.
강탈
이야, 바로 탈기.
살짝 아쉬웠습니다.
네.
오, 이제는 한준호 선수 위험할 수 있어요. 공중에 띄우고 공중 콤보 제대로 들어가죠. 또 띄워요.
제차 3차 이렇게 여유 있게
시간 회복, 타이밍.
기분 좀 좋아.
Welcome back everyone to the World Championship 2018, and we're here with the wild cards. It's been an absolute marathon from basically the morning that we got up in this very much the morning, and still now the evening time, and still prolonging. It has been a Blade&Soul goodness from the entire day long, and finally we're at the last series. It's going to be at the 6th series that we've been casting for you guys, and Now we're gonna get to Bad Intentions, who've been waiting way at the top, and just gonna be seeing if they can go over 200 IQ. They did it before, so they can do it again. It's gonna be one of the things that we're assuming, but it's gonna be a different 200 IQ, looking a lot harder.
Especially since it's also best of 7. There's so much more you have to work your way with. And when it comes to the random side of things as well, are we going to get the 1v1? We're going to get the tag. Because so far, if we keep getting these tags, Bad Intentions really need to find a winning strategy.
They definitely do because, you know, they are confident in the singles, and I'm pretty sure 200 IQ as well, since they have 200 IQ. They may not send out Rathapon, who lost twice in a row to Tenna back-to-back with the Summoner, and couldn't really put a scratch on Tenna's Warlock. So we'll see how both teams adapted, especially like Bruins mentioned, how Bad Intentions adapted regarding tag matches, and how 200 IQ adapted and changed their strats regarding their singles. So, you know, I'm very interested to see that this is the best of 7 now.
And we did get to see a glimpse of Panya's assassin. It didn't look so hot, so now we're kind of looking to a fact where Ratapon is on the Summoner, and he's probably going to be countered pretty hard by Tenna if they do make the entrance every single time. So we're looking towards Ekasit. He just won that winning match that was also important against Pengandi, and now we're there onto this stage going up against Bad Intentions again. And it seems like when the singles do come about, I feel like they do have a different approach and a different strategy this time around.
Well, even with that being said, I do believe they're probably still going to send out the Summoner in the 1v1 at the very least at the start. Eventually, it might be coming to the fact that Ekasiv might come into play again. And I mean, why not? Because his performance in that last round was very good. So now coming into this one, we will start things off with the tag. And I do want to see, again, the one adaptation that Bad Intentions did make was that they sent out the Warlock first. Are they going to do it again?
We're looking at Noda actually on the screen as well. He's going to be on the Korean screen. He's not on our main screen, so.
They should have showed it to
I know, the people that matter. Yeah, you guys are probably chatting with Noda in the...
Elusive and Noda are in the audience, and, you know, Noda had one of those signs, Bad Intentions, flashing on his phone. But unfortunately, it only showed on the Korean side of things. But, you know, we're just letting you guys know. And like we were talking about, I'm very excited for this rematch.
It's going to be very interesting, of course. Again, it's going to come down to those adaptations, like we've said, and with the tag setup being first up on the board, this is really going to dictate the rest.
And let's look at the teams here. We've seen them all day long. Thailand's 200 IQ, Ekasin Couchman, and Ratapen Wong Suan, and also Panya Kaukasim Wong is going to be rounding out the roster. We see the Warlock, we see the Blade Dancer, we see the Summoner, and this team has produced some goodness. The Bad Intentions the only team that has beat them so far, but otherwise, it seems like this team is still ready to really play and try their luck going to the semifinals.
Yeah, you know, I'm very curious. You know, we've been talking about how one team is better in tag, the other team is better in singles, and, you know, you see the record down there. It was 3-2 for Bad Intentions, so it was a close game. It wasn't one-sided, but that was best of 5. Now we are at best of 7, and on screen we do have Tenna, Ryuki, and Colorize. And how do you see this coming?
I mean, again, I really want to see who they're going to throw out in the opener, because now they got a little more time to think about the strategy, think about what they're going to bring up to the table, because they even saw the likes of course, Pengandi pull their hand at this matchup with the exact same composition.
A little more time for all these teams to think about their singles rosters, because they will be all about the Warlock. It's going to be about the Destroyer and the Assassin coming in from Bad Intention, but we know the Warlock Summoner and also the Blade Dancer has worked so well for this Thai side, and 200 IQ. And they didn't really want to push this forward and really feel like they can beat out a team that they did lose to previously. So Bad Intentions, I'm sure they just want to repeat the performance that they did, but for best of 7, it will be a lot more difficult.
Yeah, I hope that you know, the stress that Bad Intentions brought could work out in this tag.
200 IQ from Thailand, Bad Intentions from Europe. These two top representatives are on the top of wildcards. We'll see who gets the first game in this best of 7. Remains unchanged as the Ratapon coming in to start level, but it's gonna be Tenna. We saw this adaptation a little bit earlier on the later parts of that best of 5, but finally gonna make it a staple against this team, knowing that the Warlock does count the summoner pretty well.
Yeah, but you see that Super Sunflower actually in action from Wrath Upon, so you know they also switched it up a little bit here for the opening.
Oh, but Beacon has been used already, so we will see the rest of the defensive cooldown now used. We might have Tenna find an opening, but so far now Time Distortion has been forced out. We'll give him some HP back, all of those defensive resources, but the air launch is going to be pretty good.
All right, there we go. Sunflower doing a lot more damage here. Oh, Tenna very low, getting low. Does he want to tag out? No defensive interference coming in at all on the side of Bad Intentions.
It's a very much a risk being played here, and it seems like Ryuki does finally come in on that tag, so a little bit questionable as to why they were stalling on that defensive interference as we were talking about ending, but we do see Ratapon still on the upper end, forces out the first tag from his opponents, and we might just see further dominance from the summoner.
Yeah, they traded a tag point and a interfere point, and you know, getting rid of one interfere point is definitely a lot better, but that double knockdown from Ryuki was great right there.
Ooh, but the Sunflower this time around is going to be able to get him out of stealth potentially. And with that danger coming into play, already forced to use that stealth.
Oh, Tenna sending out his thrall to help out Ryuki right there.
Is this still happening?
Yeah, it's happening.
Okay.
But yeah, Ryuki right now putting a lot of pressure here, and he actually had like 8 seconds left for the force tag, but ends up using that tag point.
Now we're looking at a real thrall, not the visual bug, but we're looking at Panya, see what he can do against Ryuki, but Ratapon being forced out of its tag makes this an even ground in terms of the trades, in terms of resources, but Panya wants to make this happen, and really just getting all the escapes out of Ryuki is going to be the first priority.
But using that leech is not going to be too successful though, and I would expect to see Tenna come in with the resets for both Ryuki as well as himself, making sure he gets the healing sanctum, heals himself back up, and stealth, there it is. This is going to be the option to play.
All right, right away they do get the resets there, and in the air, he's caught, but the cat is still working.
It's so good, and we talk about just coming off the interfere. The cat is very,
there we go.
active. But that execute! Oh
Wow.
my God! What? What?
Okay, I mean, that is what Bad Intentions does best, and this team play coming out of Europe has been absolutely astonishing. It's surprising to see that even without Mr. B, they somehow still do it, still find it. But remember, Summoner still kind of a world boss right now.
Yeah, and you know, the first time around, the reason that they lost the tag is because 200 IQ figured out this close shave execute, and they were able to counter it somewhat. But this time around, maybe they forgot, and they were focusing too much on Tenna, and they forgot about this combo, and that just eliminated Ekashin.
Bad Intentions came into this tournament last year in this World Championship, the first time they ever participated in a World Championship format. They came in really with high hopes, looking like they wanted to make at least the semifinals and put up a big contention into that final trophy, but they didn't achieve it. They went out pretty early, but 2018, they're looking so different, and this is an example of why, exactly why.
Another one at that, but in the meantime, we did see Ryuki take a little bit of poke damage coming in from the Summoner with their respective assists, but is it going to really amount to anything? Because so far, yes, he does have that max XP, but again, the staple coming out of Bad Intentions, the reset coming in.
Yeah, and Rathapon only having 1 tag left and on his team. That's it. Ekazith dying with 2 tag and 3 interfere points, something that I hate seeing on any teams or any dead bodies on the list here on the scoreboard, but
and you do say ending. It is Ekasith, the one that is supposed to make these opportunities for Ratapon and Panya to succeed in. It's not going to have that Blade to get the aerial, to get that CC when needed. Even the defensive tools with the Maelstrom won't be there as well. So lacking that purpose is going to be huge coming in for 200 Nokia. I don't know how they're going to survive from this.
Well, so far, at the very least, they weathered the storm somewhat, but again, the defensive options are available for Ryuki. Backstep is good and there too, but if we do have Tenna come in, that might be more than enough damage, but the Familiar being the MVP right now.
Yep, he does actually take out Ryuki's stealth right now, but we'll see if anything else comes afterwards, because Ryuki is definitely going to be playing it passive 4 more seconds until the force tag happens.
See the body swap, that was about to be happening, but Ryuki does have that Lotus on the other end, but it's not going to even opt for it as Tenna comes back into the play. That one tag didn't even need to be used because the timer did run out, and Ratapon Kilger back at it again. Tenna did not win out the first time around, wants to make a different approach this time around.
He does use that second win early on though. We'll see whether or not with the Sanctum, with the time distortion soon enough is going to be enough for himself, as the tag out is going to be happening. Panya coming in, but the fighting spirit
Does
is
get
there.
chased.
If they poke through that defensive lineup, that could be the kill.
Well, does get that chase, and the second wind is out.
It's a crucial stun that's still coming in. Panya, nothing to do there. He's just trying to make sure he gets the Sanctum, trying to defend it. It's defensive opportunities, but otherwise, Panya's still getting heavy punished.
Oh, that might be it. However, with this is finally coming through. The summoner
What?
damage,
What?
the area.
What?
This could
What?
be a kill.
Tenna.
Oh my
is
god!
out.
Oh my god!
It's
That
not over.
happened.
That
It
just
is not
happened.
over. Oh, even Colorized potentially could have been in trouble.
Fury.
But now Ryu.
Oh, Colorized!
He lands it!
There it is. One more boss left down to go. Can they close this one out? Ooh, the
Colorized.
damage is great. And they
Oh,
need to
God.
keep it
Oh
up.
my! He's playing
Wow.
a solo game right now. Colorize is on the top of his game, and there's nothing to it. Candace gonna try to do all the
Oh,
damage,
no.
and
Oh,
this is the
no.
one we
Oh,
do.
no.
And this looks like a
Wow.
trouble for Colorize, and an absolute disaster for Bad Intentions.
The 1v1. Can Ryuki keep his calm? Ooh, Dandy is not going to be procced, and as a result, if he finds the one opening, force out the backstep, he can land one more CC. The familiar, that was going to be annoying, and no! The catch gets the stealth.
He's
Oh.
out of everything right now. He has to stall for 10 more seconds to put down that Lotus and still get rid of the backstep on the side of the Summoner. So there's a lot of work cut out for him. There we go, double knockdown. Backstep finally out. One more CC for Ryuki or the Summoner.
The Assassin usually has a tough time against Summoner, but it seems like Ryuki wants to do everything that he can to stay alive and try to win this one. All of a sudden, it is now looking like a disadvantage towards Bad Intentions.
Oh, the beacon was used. Gonna make sure that Ratapon potentially is gonna stay in this one, but oh, the defensive options are available back for Ryuki. He could play aggressive, and that's why we see him look for an opportunity. Can he get it? So far, the familiar is still gonna be annoying. The poison breath is gonna be used.
He
And
has
the
to do
lightning
it.
strike. Oh, can he close
The
this
CC
one
is there
out?
too.
Ryuki!
Not gonna be the case, not yet, and it's not over. Lotus was
my
forced out. Stealth is there, but
There we
it's
go!
the
The close
gets it.
shave, and the bombard is gonna be what it takes. What a breathtaker on that one. Game one was really a hot stopper altogether. Oh my goodness. Bad Intention. Oh, no, end of all that. They take game one, and Bruin just fainted.
Yeah, this is basically kind of like, you know, we know it's just the last match of the wild cards, but it's kind of like, you know, the semi-finals. Like, not like semi-finals, but like, it's kind of like a finals in itself to go to the semi-finals. So like, you know, this is, if you lose, you're out. So we eliminate 3 teams today, and both of these teams, they're just playing their hearts out because they want to make it to tomorrow.
What a way to doing it. I mean, my poor little heart, I don't know if it's gonna make it, because that was just set one of the match.
There's a long way to go, but we'll see if 200 IQ now, after losing, to be honest, getting dominated by Colorize throughout the game until the end, where Ryuki was able to just finish the deal. But oh my gosh, just getting hit by that execute. Like, go back and find answers, go read your notes.
And we briefly mentioned this just while the game was ongoing, is that, I mean, Bad Intentions came into 2017 Worlds wanting to make semi, wanting to make a big impact into this world of Blade&Soul. They just really couldn't. They left a little bit of an impression saying they might be able to do it, but they just did not. So now in 2018, they are as close as they have ever been to going to the semifinals match, maybe on their way to grand finals. That will be the absolute dream for these guys, but one step at a time, Brunch, we know they're so close.
And now with a 1v1 coming up next, I expect to see the rematch. I want to see Tenna versus Ratapon, because if you are 200 IQ, yes, those 2 losses did happen, but I do believe if Ratapon keeps his calm, keeps his composure, and doesn't overuse his defensive options at the start, he can very well get a handle of those matches, or rather sets as well.
All right, well, we do see some of the fans actually on their phones saying that it's super close and it's only been match 1. In Korean, they're writing super close, such a close match, blah, blah, blah. Everything about, both of the teams just putting their hearts out. And it is true right now. After just seeing one set, it just feels like we've seen like 4 sets and just going back and forth, back and forth. And we still have potentially at least 3 to 4 more sets to go. And we'll see who the single players will be here in set 2.
And we just have to briefly mention, the significance of making it to the semifinals compared to being a 5th place team, which the loser of this team, they will become the 5th place team. And they will pick up about $8,000 equivalent. But the 4th place automatically jumps up to $10,000.
Yeah.
And so slowly and slowly, you're putting yourself at more money, and you're putting yourself at more fame, and more of a remembrance of next year's Worlds once we get back to it. We remember Pengani simply because they made the semifinals, and we had high expectations for that. But can we do it for bad intentions here? What do you think?
Oh, I mean, it's gonna be the third time between these two. Who will take the win?
We're gonna go to Ratapon versus Daniel Kyuger, aka Tenna, to see which of these rematch is gonna be the winner here. Let's go on to game number 2. Ratapon here, going up against Tenna. We've seen Tenna win 2 of these already. Can he get a 3rd one? 3rd time's the charm here.
We'll see if Tether Blade does land. Too much follows up.
This is a good start, though. If he can force these defensive options already, it's going to be better and better. This is the type of problem we've seen Ratapon struggle with, but with the Sunflower now there, it's going to be able to chuck so much HP. Time distortion is there, but oh my goodness. Tenna maybe a bit too slow on that one. Now needs to get the catch.
Needs to get that one strike to finish it all.
All right, here we go. Now he's making his move. Backstep is out, but a couple more Sunflowers. It doesn't matter if he's out of backstep. Look at this.
Wow. He found the answer. Ratapon found the answer. It is not the Rumblebee, it is a Super Sunflower.
Yeah, there we go. He's been trying to go up against Tenna's Warlock with the Rumblebees, and now finally he realizes with his 200 IQ, Sunflower is the answer.
And that's the thing. You guys were talking about how the Korean scene, there's a good reason why they use it, right? It's because not only, of course, it helps out with the Sanctum situation, but overall, this has been displayed why Ratapon can get the advantage here. And again, if he uses those defensive options or stacks them too much at the start, it's going to be detrimental. But he did keep onto his back step for long enough of a time to close this one out.
It is quite literally Ratapon saying, who needs CC? When you can get some Super Sunflower every single time onto that poke, eventually get the KO.
Yeah, it's kind of like, when you're using the Sunflower and you're out of your escape, you're kind of throwing the Sunflowers where, your opponent is trying to approach you, and they're taking the hits, like maybe like 2-3 hits from Sunflower or Super Sunflower. It's going to get your health down, so it's gonna kind of slow down your opponent at least a little bit, and that's actually what he did as Tenna tried to approach him because the backstep was out, and Tenna was approaching him, taking some damage, and he took a little too much, and at the end of the day, he did get eliminated.
And even with that last tag, it was a little too close for comfort, but perhaps for bad intentions, and we're back right into another one.
Seems like, after that win from that game too, it does change the mindset a little bit for Ratapon and the rest of 200 IQ, who did collect that game 2 victory. It was a very close game 1, but really all fell apart in the late game. And altogether, Bad Intentions wants to replicate that result to be up ahead 2-1, but it's not going to be easily allowed by the tie side, with 200 IQ wanting to get ahead themselves as well.
Well, we're back to tag, and we saw how, it's kind of reversed now. Bad Intentions won the tag. 200 IQ won the singles. It's reversed.
So we're gonna see, if the tag match and the pattern, as you do say, ending, is gonna be replicated here in this series. Seems like a pretty even matchup for now. Let's go on to game 3. Who takes the lead? And I would have to say, the fact that these two teams are meeting so often in this tournament kind of shows us there's not really clearly a better team out of the two. And it seems like a very even matchup once again as we start this game 3.
And already, things are not looking good for Bad Intentions. Not really playing, or perhaps playing a bit too overeager right now. Tenna could perhaps be in a bit of a trouble, but with the Pebble Storm now down, going in for the aerial, can the fall be good?
there we go. We do get some damage back and forth. Tenna does heal up a little bit. But will he be able to continue? Yes, he is continuing with the poke damage. Backstep is also out. Summoner very low now.
50% HP being wiped away by Tenna as he does leave the playing field and bring Ryuki back onto the field, and Ratapon has to somehow heal himself back to 4. Which is not that difficult for a Summoner, but we're still going to see the cat and the Summoner trying to put out the damage, which has been lacking for the first few minutes.
Ryuki approaching. Out of stealth.
Line is not going to get proc though. Stealth is still available, but so is that backstep. And with the Sunflower, not the Rumblebee is going to be able to snipe. But speaking of sniping, and a lot of damage is going to be coming in from Ryuki instead. But now with the Leech connecting, it's going to prompt in. Ooh, the executed the Fury. However, the Bash is still there. I don't think they're going to chunk for it. And no is the answer this time around. Not as successful for Bad Intentions.
You have Polarized out again against Panya's Warlock here. He's out. They're both out of their escapes actually, but we'll see. We're probably gonna expect either a tag out or interfere. Maybe they'll just wait until their escapes comes back rather. Thrall will run out of time very soon.
And it seems like Panya and the rest of 200 IQ definitely learned how to evade the executes coming in from Colorize. The first one attempt seemed very similar to the many attempts that he made throughout Game 1, but Game 3 looks a lot different as they take a different approach in the defensive end of things, looking a lot better for these guys.
The assist is going to be prompted in by the Summoner, is going to allow Ratapon to heal back up a little bit at the very least, making sure he's going to be alive, he's going to stay into it, but this is going to be pretty bad potentially for 200 IQ, but no, the Leech is not going to amount to anything. Time Distortion, yes, it heals Tenna back up, but the resources were committed.
We'll see if Tenna will play aggressive again because Reversal is out, but that stun landing on Tenna is not looking great. The defensive interfere does come in. Okay, into the aerial, yes!
Oh, with a Fighting Spirit, I think it was there. I'm not quite sure, but yeah, still, that is 2 members that are extremely low now for 200 IQ.
It is literally just one at a time assignment for Bad Intentions to get a member really low. Eventually, all 3 members is going to be just like that, and that's going to be trouble all the way. Bad Intentions is looking pretty good.
Yeah, Colorize just got rid of Panya's Thrall, if you noticed there, with that interfere, just landing that execute, and now Ryuki has a little bit of time without the Thrall on the side of the Warlock on 200 IQ.
But the danger now is the fact that he won't have that Iron Plating as a potential option for 3 more minutes and 50 seconds. But if he can get the kill, that's not going to matter, perhaps as the stun connects.
All right, there we go. Second win and tag. Okay. Panya out of all of tags already in the first 3 minutes and 30 seconds.
Just huge aggression coming in from Bad Intentions on this game at 3, and they just really want to make this a little bit different in terms of how Game 1 looked a lot closer. They want to make it just an impact right away.
Yeah, but if you notice that Colorize is actually out of all of his interferes as well. So no, one of those surprise execute interferes. It's all about Ryuki and Tenna with the aerials. We'll see if they can make that happen.
And the thing is, yes, you go for the reset. Yes, you're going to allow Ryuki to have a better time. But the problem is, this also buys enough time for Ratapon to heal back up. Yeah, the timeout is going to be great for you, but it's 6 more minutes. That's a heck of a lot of time.
Yeah. To see, and that's another 3 minutes till interferes come back. So like I said before, it has to be Tenna and Ryuki making it work with the interferes, whereas 200 IQ, everybody has at least 1 interfere point. So we'll see how that will pan out.
And you can definitely see that Ratapon is actually trying to do something, but really nothing connecting for the meantime. All this dodging and evading coming in from Ryuki is good for now, but the Rumblebees finally do come through. Well, how much damage will it be? 1 more second and Ryuki's got out of there.
There we go. Colorize does come in.
Persistence.
It's very safe choice here coming out of Colorize, but it will potentially force something in the backstep. There it is, off of the grapple. The Rumblebees are still going to be there, but we'll see Colorize be pretty healthy. And I do like this choice right now for Bad Intentions because the tag out is available for Colorize, so he can still make sure he plays most of it, especially since Ryuki coming in with a Fighting Spirit will look for a kill. However, it's going to be the stun instead on the other side.
No escape for Colorize.
And no interferes as well. This is a trouble situation. There's no one to save him. Even Tenna, he was really always down on the cooldown because it seems like Ryuki just used his interference and that cooldown was going to be pretty long, not able to save his teammate.
Now, 2v3, the HP pulls again. building up, and that's the problem with 200 IQ. Or when you're facing up against 200 IQ, the sustain is absolutely ludicrous. But now, we'll see Ryuki still look for an opening, perhaps, because no assists are available for 200 IQ, so the comeback could happen.
Yeah, definitely, and no escapes are available right now. Ryuki has to do it. He has to make it happen right now. There we go. The land. CC, he is gone. No escape, no tag. Makes it even.
All of a sudden.
It's still not going to be too hot because, okay, the tag out is there at the very least, so that's going to be a little bit better. But this connection is going to be pretty good from Ekasev. Potentially, it will force out the reversal. That is disastrous, and as a result, we will have the tag out. And now, if Tenna can get his revenge,
it's a 1v1
that's going to be good.
revenge.
Oh, the pedals.
It's going to be Ratapon versus Tenna, as we see many times in these singles, and it has gone back and forth in terms of results. So, Ratapon, can he replicate the results again, or Tenna, will he be able to make a comeback here?
I mean, no backstep is available for the Summoner, no assist for the Blade answer for 35 seconds, and if Tenna manages to have one sort of crowd control, ooh, no is the answer for the damage, but instead it's going to come out on both sides as they both drop pretty low, but the Summoner, 1%, finally gets the kill, and now only Ryuki, can he do it? The Madman, the 1v2, it is a possibility, but looking very unlikely right now.
And you see that the Super Sour Flower did its
good.
job once again.
That's
and
good.
point of break.
That's good. Okay.
All right, it's a 1v1. Blade Dancer versus Assassin.
Bad intentions. Why are you doing this to me? Another 1v1 in the tag setup. Ryuki can win this one out. We've seen how Blade Dancers can struggle, especially since Ekasev has been pretty fast to pull the trigger on that reversal.
The back roll chase happens. That's a great chase on the side of Ryuki. He's going to continue. He's going to wait for that reversal to be used. He's going to just wait it out a little bit longer. Another knockdown, another stun, taking a little bit of damage here. Ooh, he actually gets out without the reversal. This is not something you want. You want to force him to use the reversal, not just let him back roll
the
out.
stun coming up.
Into the area.
Does have everything though. He has the stealth, he has the Lotus Escape. The Wind Slash will come through. And for damage, he has to use something here.
Oh, use the stealth, but again, it's not over until it's over. It still can happen, but a Guardian Tempest will mitigate it nicely to dodge the Phantom Grip, but 5-point strike is not gonna land the aerial now.
Shadow Slash.
Chase
Air launch.
He's saving his reversal for too
Reversal!
long.
Finally uses it. And will this be enough? 2 minutes left in the game, but it's gonna end very
no,
soon.
he gets it.
The second aerial will come through. Not even needed. Ekasev, the closest tag match we've seen this entire World Championship. And it's gonna be the win over to 200 IQ. Currently 2-1 ahead.
Oh no.
Oh, that
was one crit away for Ryuki to actually get the win there and the clutch. That was so close.
He almost did a 2v1, and it feels like Tenna is the one that's feeling stressed out, chugging down the bottle of water. But either way, it was a super close match. You know, even though Ryuki ended up losing that 2v1, he showed us a great performance, and it was very unfortunate that Colorize did get eliminated pretty early on in this tag match. If he were to stay alive for a little bit longer, maybe one more execute could have done the job for Bad Intentions.
At this point, gosh, down even further, and with the random coming up next, can be the tag again.
Now, if you're looking at this Bruins, what do you favor? If you are a Bad Intention, do you prefer the single? Do you prefer the tag? After losing that one, that's going to be a tough one for them to take.
I'd say I'd prefer the single, but at the same time, right now they could be in a very bad mental state.
And you know what, at the same time, the set 2, that didn't happen. Obviously, Tenna can't make the lineup once again. It's going to have to be someone else. Probably Ryuki might make the lineup. Alvin, Polarize being available as well, but oh man, it's looking grim for both lanes. We don't know what the ruler is going to show us, but ending, you have some ideas about what we can expect from set 4 as well.
Well, we've never seen Colorize get eliminated this early, especially against 200 IQ, even though in the past, Bad Intentions did lose out to 200 IQ in tags. We saw Colorize still do the damage output that was needed from him. But this time around, Colorize being the first person out, it was kind of unexpected, and that was what kind of lacked in damage. And you know, Colorize, when he comes out with that execute with Ryuki's close shave, that's what we usually see. And when you get hit by that, your opponent, you kind of take many steps back, and you're like, oh, okay, let's take it easy, timeout. But there was no situations like that in this tag match, which allowed 200 IQ to kind of get rid of, you know, one by one. They got rid of Colorize, and then they got rid of Tenor.
And I think that is going to be the main thing. Colorize in this situation needs to step up to the occasion. He has in the past. He has even today, even in this particular match. So we'll see which is going to be its singles or match. Huh?
Yeah. Oh,
it's
whoa!
Okay.
It's singles.
It listened to us. It heard us.
Well, either way, it won't be Rathapon or Tenor now.
It won't be,
Yeah.
and it has to be the one of the
other
two.
two.
And one of the two, it seems like Ekaseth is going to be available as well as Panya, but we don't see Panya that much other than his assassin oftentimes and all. It didn't look so good, so I would have to say Ekaseth might just make a return here, but against who? That's the bigger question here.
Well, especially if they're going to send Ryuki, Ekaseth is just a safe pick versus both because Blade&Soul has quite a few tools to make sure that the destroyer is down on the ground. Knockdowns are the name of the game versus that particular class, and versus Ryuki, especially as well, getting the dual strike to get him out of stealth is going to be good for him overall.
Oh, they're looking towards Tanya, and Tanya is he the one to make the appearance
Because
here?
remember, Ryuki did go up against Panya's Assassin Mirror match
True.
last
And
time.
it wasn't very good for Panya.
Yeah, and Ryuki did come out on top, so it feels as if they're gonna send Ryuki out on the side of bad intentions, most likely because, like Brunch mentioned, Ryuki's assassin. And we also talked to him. He just didn't want to go up against a summoner. That's it. Anything else, he is fine with.
Now the significance of this. We saw Ryuki absolutely dominate the last time around he went against Panya, but if at any cause he loses this, the mental stake that this brings on to the next game, we know that can be absolutely huge.
Especially since it's going to be another 1v1 at that.
It's definitely going to be Ryuki.
Oh,
We do
gosh.
see him on his mouse and keyboard, and he seems like he's ready. Who's going to be his opponent? Is it going to be Panya on the Assassin Mirror match? Are we going to get it? Ekaseth
Okay.
is going to be the one to make an appearance here, and we're going to get the Blade Dancer against the Assassin, maybe for the very first time here in this 1v1.
Yeah, we'll have to see. And you know, we saw this matchup briefly during the tag match, and Brunj also mentioned that, you know, Ekaseth kind of tends to use his escape a little bit earlier than usual. And if that happens, and if you let Ryuki know, he's just gonna go 100 to 0.
Yeah, after they take that loss, seems like Ryuki wants to get a game right back, make it to even in his best of 7. Let's see if he can do it against Ekaseth Kashirin. Let's find out. Here we are, Ekaseth Kashirin for 200 IQ. Let's see what he can do against Ryuki. Has been looking fantastic in these 1v1. Can he do it again?
Ooh, already, speaking of looking fantastic, Ryuki having a great start, and we saw Ekaseth win in this matchup in actually previously, but so far already forced to use his reversal. However, the return damage, while it's going to be pretty decent, one more catch is the name of the game here for Ryuki.
Oh, it doesn't go for the Wind Slash right away. It's going to go for the Phantom Grid instead. Just trying to buy another turn where he can use the Wind Slash a little bit more effectively.
Stealth's out now. The Lotus is out. So now we have Ryuki kind of on the upper hand.
The knockdown.
But as I say that, oh, now they're all out.
Oh,
so
no.
whoever-
Oh, the stun, the stun!
no!
The Wind Slash is right there, and he's going to do all his combo in midair, and the second aerial should be good enough. And 28 combo with the Phantom Grid, just going to wait it out, and that's going to be Ekaseth picking up the win. You see him waving the hands, and he is very, very happy about that win.
I mean, Ryuki clearly shaking right now. That was not something would have expected. I mean, the deflect of all things to really turn this one around. It's just
it was the dink. I don't know what they're talking about. I'm kind of curious, but I know that there was a dink there, which, you know.
So there's a complaint being expressed by Ryuki regarding a technical issue. So we're going to get this challenge, and we're going to see what we can make out of it. Maybe a remake will happen, but it's tough to tell because I think it was a minuscule of a difference. It seemed as Kashirin did all the right thing. Ekaseth was the better one in that play, but Ryuki is now filing his complaint.
Yeah, but well, we definitely did hear that thing come through, and you know, we usually hear a lot of things with blade dancers and destroyers on the field while they're spinning, so it's not unusual. It's just very unfortunate, but we'll just have to see what happens here.
I mean, at this point, I gotta say, I really want Bad Intentions to go forward. I obviously do, but you know, some of you pride, some of you bias, but Ekasip, in the end, you gotta commend this guy.
Yeah.
He played out of 1 to a T, and in the end, I'm not quite sure what was the problem. Happens with Ryuki, we all know that all too well by now, but still, even if they get the remake, we'll see if Ryuki could potentially still get the win.
Now, we're getting to a scenario if the remake does happen for whatever case, and if Ryuki loses again. How do you take that?
It's very tough to call. I would say, I don't want to say it's over, but at that point, it's just such a devastating move for Bad Intentions. And even if this is not going to get a remake, next up, it's another 1v1. And the problem is, for Bad Intentions, is that it would be match points.
It really will. And it doesn't seem like Ryuki's complaint has some severity in it. I don't think that convincing. It's not really happening. The translator is right behind him, trying to do her part, trying to best express the situation, and the referee is definitely closely listening and interacting with the player, but I think they need more time to make a decision on this. We're going to get back to us, and hello. Yeah, we're back. And
but anyways, I also want to mention that, you know, yes, it's great if there was something wrong with, you know, the game or whatever it may be, the technical issue. If there was or if there was not, it doesn't matter. We do have the judges, like we said before. If it's a fair remake, then it will be a fair remake. But, you know, we saw, and I just noticed that on the side of Ryuki, behind him, it was actually Jaejin. He's actually one of the Korean pros. So he knows a lot about the bugs that are in the game, not only with his class, but with every other class. So what kind of bugs there are on the Assassin, what kind of bugs there are in the Soul Fighter, KFM, everything, because he is also a pro that talks to Shin-Kyung Kim. And the reason I mention this is because Shin-Kyung Kim is actually one of those quote-unquote, pro bug finders. So, like, everybody from NC actually goes to Shin-Kyung. He's like, is there any new bugs after this patch? And Shin-Kyung's like, oh, we have this bug, we have this bug, we have this bug. And then they do one of those silent patches and try to fix the bugs as fast as possible. But, yeah, so the reason I'm mentioning this is because I think Jaejun was behind there and listening to Ryuki's complaint or his request as for the remake, and it didn't seem like Jaejun was acknowledging that it was a bug. So we'll have to see what the decision that, you know, all the rest will come to. But, you know, if it doesn't come to a remake, then it's a loss, and that's going to hurt Bad Intentions.
I mean, Jaejun is a professional player here at the Korean scene of Blade&Soul, but he's also a certified referee as well. So we get to hear from his voice, and we really just get to decide whether Ryuki's kind of expression of complaint does come across as a fair, legitimate thing. So, you know, we have to wait for that. Just taking some time to make sure we process all that to make sure we get a fair remake, whether we do or not.
And just at the top of my head, I think if it was anything, it was having to do with a body swap in the Maelstrom, because that was kind of a weird interaction, but we'll find out soon enough.
And was that the difference in between basically him able to win out the game or not able to win out the game? Does that make a difference in that?
Well, I think it does. Like, if Brunch says if that was something to do with the problem, like even in chat, they're like, oh, Ryuki should have known Maelstrom was, you know, procced, and, you know, there was some words going back and forth, but we're not sure. You know, we saw it go by so quickly, to be honest, and it's not for us to decide, to be honest. We're not going to call the remake, so we're just going to give you guys what they decide to do, and, you know, let's just hope that all the players are okay with it. I'm pretty sure they won't be. But either way, let's just hope that, you know, it is just as fair as it can get.
We'll get the word, and we'll get the word out to you guys as soon as we get it. But, Brunch, you're watching this and with your heart cringing out for every single match that we're seeing here. Set 1 all the way through now, this set 4. Not looking the best for Bad Intentions. It seems like if they do, just call this a... Oh no! So I think that the word that has been finalized is that the bug, the complaint that Ryuki has sent out has not been acknowledged, and it will process just as is. So 3-1 right now towards the side of 200 IQ, and Bad Intentions literally maybe on the last match in here in Korea.
and they need to win 3 more to get out of the wild card and
Oh my
into the
goodness.
semifinals, and in a row.
In a row. I mean, you got to get to set 7 first. That itself is so difficult. But then you have to win set 7.
Yeah. And just
So,
looking.
so
All
we're
right.
getting a further confirmation that it's a character-related bug, and the referees have decided that the character-related bugs do not impact the outcome of the game. So even if the bug does occur, which Rookie did notice, it's not going to change the outcome of the game. So they're not acknowledging it as fair enough to make a remake. So that's the situation we're getting.
Yeah, that's actually most of the thing that the producer told us. But what the producer said was what Joel said, plus they notify the players in advance.
Okay.
If that character bug happens, no remake will happen.
Right.
Is what the PD is telling us, and that is exactly what just happened. Is what the referee is coming to with the conclusion. So.
Unfortunate.
Very unfortunate for Bad Intentions. They played very well throughout, and it's not over yet. But very unfortunate for Ryuki. I hope he's not too tilted.
Well, considering what they're up against, what they still have to do, not being tilted, I don't know about that one.
You know these guys better than we do. I mean, you've been with them basically the entire year. For every single season of EU, Blade&Soul, you've seen Bad Intentions succeed because they are indeed the best team. The best 3 players we have right now from Europe are here on the stage, just right below us. And they've been playing their hearts out. They went through such a tough phase and had to go through so many games to get there where they are now. But it will be absolutely heartbreaking if it has to go through this. And 3-1 down, it's going to be so tough to win 3 in a row.
Especially since it's that fatigue coming in as well. It's at the end of the day, it's been such a long day at that, and with them now being down so many points, so many sets, it's going to be a monumental task.
All right. Well, it seems like since we are still on your screens, they are still kind of finishing up the discussion. We said there won't be a remake because of the notifications that were given out in advance. However, it seems like they are still kind of in the debate situation downstairs. We actually, across from us, we have 200 IQ, and we can't see Bad Intentions because they're literally under us right now. But let's hope, whatever the case, we can move on and hope for the best for both teams. And if there is going to be a remake after this long debate, then that is good for Bad Intentions. And if there is no remake, sucks. Suck it up, play, and win the rest of the match if you want to go up.
Being a head coach right here. It's like Bad Intention. Hey, does Bad Intention need a head coach? He's right here. Right here. Giving
Suck
him
it
the
up.
attitude, giving him the discipline. Oh, man.
Good luck dealing with Tenna. That's all I'm going to say.
He gonna get some spanking.
He gonna get some spanking. Who gonna get some spanking? I don't know who's gonna get some spanking in the end. So, Tenna is a good boy and Ryuki's a good guy, and we all know that Color has just been fantastic throughout his recent arrival into the scene because he's been a player for a while, but all the more he had to replace a pretty heavy role in Mr. B, and we knew the significance of that player coming into the regionals and being that first play, being the best team. You have to have all 3 players contributing. That one of that puzzle piece was Mr. B, and had to replace that figure. Was Colorized big duty in line, and now coming into Worlds, and I think he was one of the more fantastic players in this entire tournament, and all the credits out to him, and anything you want to say to him as well?
Well, it's just well played for the time he had, the practice he had, especially with Bad Intentions. Played his heart out, but at the end of the day, here at the end, where it counts the most, he needs to step it up in the tag setting because the last tag kind of went down to the fact that his assists were not really effective.
All right. Well, if you say so, then I guess I'm not gonna disagree with you on that. But you guys are talking about how Colorized came into this, replacing Mr. B for him not being able to make it to Korea for other issues for his work and stuff. But we were before this all started, we were thinking and we're talking about how Colorized will fit into the team. Yes, they have kind of cooperated and played together before as a team. So yeah, they do have somewhat of a teamwork and somewhat used to each other. However, you were talking about how Mr. B was actually fitting in very well with the original Rookie and Tenna. So I was thinking, is Colorized gonna be the one that's be the weight that's pulling back Bad Intentions?
Right.
And I was kind of afraid at the beginning.
I think a lot of people was.
Yeah. And as the days went on, Colorize, maybe he read our thoughts or read our minds. He started to perform, saying, yes, I'm not going to pull my teammates. I'm not going to pull them back. I'm actually going to help them
Push them
go
forward.
move forward. Yeah, exactly. And he has been doing so. So, okay.
The referees are still trying to convince him and just to make sure the final decision has been made. But Ryuki himself, along with the other players around him, are having a hard time accepting that statement. So just trying to be in agreement is what the referees are trying to get to. It doesn't seem like the referees will change their minds, but we'll see what the impact of all of this comes through, because the longer and longer this debate goes through downstairs, they're right below us, and it's going to be very heated. And the more and more it gets heated, it does produce very unnecessary mental benefits that you really take away from yourself, because you really want to make sure you want to just progress onto the game. Just make sure you're still heated up and trying to just move on to the games as much as you can. You can win 3 in a row. It's possible. But the more and more you stall time like this and try to just find outside exterior factors to try to win games, is, I think, kind of holding back Bad Intention from possibly winning 3 games in a row.
And that's a good point, because sometimes you just gotta make sure you just accept your fate, go for the reset instead, and make sure you bring it back that way.
That's it.
Yeah, exactly. And like I said before, just you did try the debate, and you did make a request for the remake. And if it was viable, the refs we've seen already, not from the Korean teams, but from a couple of other region teams getting a remake as well. So if the refs see it viable for a remake, they will do so. However, this time around, the refs saying that there won't be a remake seems like, they've already kind of decided on their decision. However, we do still have that debate going on. And like Joe said, as this debate gets prolonged, it's, refs, they're not playing the games, and if they already solidified their decision, it's just the players' fatigue, and they're going to get tired. And if you're making the request and you get your request denied, of course that feels bad. And as a player that just lost a match because of a potential bug that you think shouldn't be there, and that actually lost you the game.
Understandable.
I totally agree how Ryuki and Bad Intentions feel. I'm not saying that they should just suck it up. Like me,
You did say that.
well, I did. No, I did tell them to suck. No, but the reason why I said suck it up and win the rest of the set is because if you do that, I don't know if they care or not, but that looks like, that looks a lot cooler. It's like, all right, yeah, I lost a match because of a bug, but we won the rest of the match.
Just be man up. That's what you're trying to say.
It's just, yes, obviously, if you say, all right, we're not going to get the rematch, and, they're down 3-1, and they lose one more, and they're out, and they can't make it to the semifinals. I understand. I'm a person. I play games. So I understand how they must feel when something that they think unfair or unjust has happened. They want it fixed. But,
sometimes you got to move on.
Yeah, there's a saying, just move on, and everything can't go your way.
Yeah.
And the problem is, I do believe it's an extra reason why they don't want to accept this, is because it's going to be a match point. If you have that extra pressure that it is the wildcard finals, it is a match point, you really don't want to give up that loss, especially if you think it's a bug.
And you knew from 2017, the last time they were here, they had to go through a tough memory loss. If literally they were one step away making it to the semifinals last year as well. So, they've gone through that hurt. They've gone through that just tough times, and they remember it clearly in the back of their heads from what exactly happened last year. Obviously, it was just a fair loss that didn't get to the semifinals. So we got to mention that, but they don't want to go through that again. And they want to be at the state where they want to, obviously, fair and square, make it to the semifinals, of course. But when it feels like it's not fair and square, I can't understand. I can't understand where Tenna and Ryuki, the two players that were here last year, along with Luki, by the way. Hope he's doing well, by the way. But, all the more, these two guys, they've experienced this in the past. And it seems like I understand their emotional side of things, but
of course,
I think the wise thing to do right now, I think, is just to move on, because the more and more they saw this, it's just going to be more emotionally fatiguing, and it's going to affect their gameplay.
I mean, already we saw on the camera, Ryuki was shaking.
Yeah.
It's not looking good for them right now.
Yeah. And, when you see Ryuki shaking, we understand how serious he is, of course.
He wants to win.
Like we mentioned over and over again, he's not saying, oh, give me the win, just give me a remake. It's understandable on either side. That's the problem. There are some times where they have to, so it seems like Julianne or elusive BNS is in the booth as well. All right.
Okay,
So
so
it
we're
seems
still-
like
yeah.
Julien is actually trying to tell Ryuki that some notifications has been sent out early on, as I mentioned before, about the issue that you mentioned. And, you know, if that specific issue regarding classes happened, there won't be a remake. So it seems like Julien is trying to explain to Ryuki and all of Bad Intentions that it is very unfortunate, like we mentioned over and over. However, a remake is probably
not gonna happen.
unlikely. Yeah.
Most
So-
likely not going to happen.
It's very unfortunate. Yes, we agree with.
I mean, what are we to do? I mean,
Yeah.
we're just right here. We're right about. We can't just talk down like this. Hey, Rookie, he can't hear us.
You're stomping.
He can't hear it. He can't hear us. That's the big problem. So,
Yeah.
unfortunate as it is, I want this to be fixed. I want this to be the best for all these players, for the Thai players.
Yeah.
All the best to them. All the best to the guys below us, with the Rookie and the guys from Bad Intentions. But this is a situation. You know, something unfortunate happened, and the result and the solution has already been notified
Yeah.
before all this began. So, from the referee's position, it is only fair for them to tell them that, you know what we told you before this all began is still going to stick in play. We're not going to change our decision just because, you know, of an emotional turmoil. I
Yeah.
mean, it just can't be that way.
Yeah.
That's the problem. If they weren't notified ahead of time, there's not much counter argument you can
Yeah,
do
exactly.
if you're in this case Bad Intentions.
Yeah, and you know, I just to be a little bit on the side of Bad Intentions as well. You know, they're like in traditional sports. Sometimes you know refs call the wrong calls, and you know we see the players kind of complaining. And you know, for example, like football or baseball.
Sure.
Well, actually, baseball they have recorded cameras that they go back to. So like football, you know, quote unquote soccer in the NA. So you know, sometimes the refs call out something that the players don't agree with. And
Controversial.
and they go up and argue and they get the yellow card, you know. Stuff like that actually happen, and to the players, definitely it's an unfair call by the ref. That's why they complain. But the refs already has made that decision, which if that argument is brought to them in a unsportsmanlike fashion, they get that yellow card or even sometimes a red card. And I'm not saying Ryuki should get that. I'm just saying some hard decisions has been made by the refs.
Yes.
And I'm pretty sure as a pro player, Jejun is also down there trying to explain, even though he can't speak English. He's trying to, you know, kind of soothe Ryuki and trying to explain to him the unfortunate situation and the unfortunate decision that he had to make. However, like I said before, sometimes the hard calls has to be made, and yes, it may seem unfair to some, but it has to be what it is. It is what it is.
Well, you have to think, okay, I'm Ryuki
Yeah.
right now. The swap, right? The body swap bugged out. If he would have gotten it on and
Yeah.
through, reversal was down, I do believe. So
Yeah.
the kill would
Yeah.
have happened. Match point wouldn't have gone through for the side of 200 IQ. You would have had another point. You would have gotten closer to those semifinals. So it's understandable why this is so important to him and why he really wants to make sure that he gets his point across and that they do record this as it is, because in his case, again, because it is around the body swap, it's not necessarily a character visual bug, right?
And you know, I'm gonna be honest with you guys and you guys. You know, the PD told us that it was informed ahead of time, and you know, if that is true, I'm gonna talk to the players, not only Bad Intentions, but all of maybe Korean or English speaking or, you know, players and teams out there to see if they were really notified. Because you know, sometimes, you know, the unfair decisions that the refs make. Well, I'm not saying they always make the unfair decisions. However, sometimes, since they want to just make that decision stick, they say they were notified, but they sometimes weren't. It could happen. So, you know, I'm pretty sure they're not going to lie. And, you know, we have NC South Korea and West working together for Worlds. It's not like just the Korean season or just the EU, you know, brawl. So I'm pretty sure they were notified. But I just want to check again, because if Ryuki is arguing this long, maybe he didn't get that notification. Or maybe they sent it out, but he didn't get the chance to read it. I don't know what the case is or what the issue is, but I just want to make sure for myself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but, you know, for the conclusion of all of this, whatever the resolution comes out of this, I don't see Bad Intentions winning this next game. I just don't see it. It's just they've worked. They put
use
a lot.
their energy.
They put a lot of energy into this little segment, and they're not gonna have much energy left over to fight for another round.
And that's the problem. Usually they use that you know, the fact that they need the comeback as a fuel potentially,
yeah.
but when you don't have the energy to make sure that you even get that started, what are you gonna do?
Exactly, and they have to win, you know, not only one, just 3 more games after this. And come on, who's counting on this right now? After all of this happening down below, and it's still not concluded, and it's still ongoing. And you know, we got a clear shot last time around, looking at the camera, and even the casters over at the Korean does. They're looking they're looking down. We're staring at us. How are you doing? How are you doing?
Yeah,
there
the
you
Korean
go.
casters
Yeah,
are
the Korean
actually
casters
waving
are
at
actually
us, and they're
Korean
like,
casters are looking
yeah,
at
we're
us.
like,
So
all
you
right,
know,
hello.
looking at them and just trying to see.
usually,
yeah. Hey, we're on the main screen
Oh,
for the
yes.
first time ever, probably. We've never been on the main screen. This is a miracle come true. That's what happens when we get a 20-minute delay on things. And
But
that's
I
what
also
we're
wanted
getting.
to mention, usually if you see the Korean side of the seasons, it's just us two, Joel and I,
Yeah.
and Bruin joined us for Worlds, thankfully.
Yeah.
However, it's usually the two of us and the Korean casters are tri-cast, but this time around it's swapped around. We do see duos there, over there, and we have the try here, so yeah, we're feeling good today.
They're still waving at us, and they're having a great
Yeah,
time.
let's start ignoring them now.
Yeah, just-
Talk to the hand.
But, you know, we're still looking down below, and they're... It seems like it's still not done. I wish the Korean casters would tell us exactly what's going on. We have no vision of them whatsoever. But yeah, I mean, well, even if they do get a remake, does Rookie get a win?
Honestly,
What's the
after
whole point of this
all
now?
this,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
the one saving grace is that if he feels accomplished just because he got the remake after all this controversy, it might be resetting his mental state. I don't know, but it's still it's still so unlikely.
Yeah, well, likely or unlikely, or fair or not.
Yep.
Uh,
My wire's getting all over the
now,
place, so lots of things
now
are
we're
happening.
now we're starting to get the feels. Even if we like you mentioned just now, even let's just say that we do get a remake.
Yeah.
They just poured out their energy.
Okay, we're just going to go to a commercial break. 5 minutes. That's, I guess, all it takes for Ryuki to be convinced. And it's not just Ryuki. It's Tenna and Skullrise for the entire side advantage to be fairly just announced of all this. So I think we're going to go to a short break, guys. We'll definitely be notifying you guys once the music comes on. And a short break. We're going to be right back. Hopefully everything does get settled on. A short break. We'll be right back. And welcome back, guys. We're back to us, and seems like the problem is resolved. As in resolved, we don't mean a rematch is going to happen. It seems like the referees are keeping to their decisions, and we're not going to get a rematch. We're going to jump straight on to the next game, potentially a match point. And at this point, I just don't see too much coming from Bad Intentions for 3 games straight.
And the problem is it's going to be the last, or not the last 1v1, and as a result, we're going to have to see Colorize, I believe, for the side of Bad Intentions, which is going to go up against Panya.
All right, well, this is singles here, and like Joel mentioned, it is 3-1 on the side of 200 IQ. If Colorize could pull this off against Panya, we saw Panya go up against Ryuki in the past, and he has not performed as well as we thought he should have, and Ryuki came on top by far, and now we're gonna see Colorize go up against Panya's assassin.
Well, thank goodness it's not Ryuki. It's going to be Colorize to hopefully get 1 more point on the board. Ever so closer to trying to get the semifinal. It's going to be their dream. Let's see if the singles gives Bad Intention another hope. Begin the game. Goes with Panya on the assassin, and it's going to be going up against the assassin of Colorize, and gotta get the stealth away very quickly on this first instance.
Right.
Did see a lot of damage coming through this match at the start, but Gust versus Stealth the deflect. This is good. This could very well be the end here for the side of the assassin, considering the fact that the Lotus of Escape is not going to be available.
Right now, we Colorize has at least 15 seconds to make 1 CC to just finish it off. We'll see if he'll be able to do that, but he's on the defensive right now, getting comboed. He will get his Gust back, and he does have persistence, but there we go.
Oh no.
Yeah, doesn't even have to use it. Needs to use the Gust, and he's just gonna go down with
Stealth out right away again.
Talking about Judgment Cleave not even being there, just cleave all the way in. That's gonna be Colorize looking like even without that Gust, wants to push forward for this win. He does have the persistence.
Oh, he needs just 1 more catch because Flower, or at a Lotus of Escape, is not going to be available for 5 more seconds. The stall is going to favor the assassin in the long run, so you don't want to play too aggressively. I understand, especially when it's match point, but this could bite him in the end. However, that was a nice one. Prediction coming in. Typhoon used as well, and this got the life X further.
There we go.
This is good for Colorize.
Stealth might just be used right away again, and there we go. Gust in return, and the Lotus. All right, so Stealth and Lotus just for Gust.
Oh, but again, they need this win. Bad Intentions really need to get this one with the aerial web. The stall is going to continue on, but 20 seconds is quite a long time, so the KDs have to happen here for the assassin.
Oh, he allows him to get out. Ember Stomp is down as well.
Yeah, Panya is going to be the one to really push forward here. Only the persistence that he has to get through. Otherwise, it seems like even Pockets and Colorize is going to be pretty vulnerable here.
All right.
The Searing Strike is going to keep him safe the days, though. Going to connect the Persistence. Finally gets popped. The knee is going to connect the Punish on the Reflex roll. Now the Tab Escape, though, has been used. Stealth not available any longer.
All right, the Lotus does come back, but the...
No plant.
Oh, the Typhoon was very close. The plant did happen, though. All right, no more escape for the next 23 seconds. Colorize, this is your chance. Just 1 CC. You do have your Gust, but the back roll is going to be good enough. He saves his Gust. Oh, the dink! There's the dink!
Oh, that's it.
The dinks. The dink. I mean, this was Colorize set to throw at this point after so many mishaps, unfortunate moments there for the side of Panya, but again, this is not going to be a tough, or rather an easy task for Bad Intentions. They need 2 more wins if they are to somehow get out of the wildcard tournament into the semifinals.
Panya, 2 matches in a row that he did try to go for the Assassin 1v1 does not come to fruition once again. Here we are looking at another situation where there's 2 more sets. I know that's a tough one to really take, but it definitely is now a possibility with 1 set at a time closer to their dream of getting to the semifinals. Bad Intentions, Colorize leading the charge once again. Can they do it?
We'll have to see. Like we said, for 200 IQ at least, it is going to be match point until the end of the match. So if Bad Intentions just win 2 more back-to-back, then, you know, the furthest that 200 IQ gets is potentially the last match, and they will lose out and unable to go to the semifinals. We'll see what happens.
I mean, it is a possibility, but is it likely? Because, again, the fatigue the mental stability here, potentially for bad intentions in terms of making sure their head is in the game and not that they're not affected by that previous unfortunate situation that we're set in.
Yeah, we'll have to see, because as you guys see at the bottom right now, set 1 tag went to bad intentions, set 3 tag went to 200 IQ. So right now they're tied for tag. However, even though they're tied for tag, if 200 IQ wins this set 6,
It's done.
It's done. So bad intentions, no matter what, they have to get this tag win.
We will see the composition. We are very, very familiar and well aware of what the players are going to play. Of course, the Warlock, Blade Dancer, and Summoner for the tie. And we're looking at Warlock, we're looking at the Assassin, we're looking at Yuruki, and we're also looking at the Destroyer for Color X that just won that single. It's going to be the composition for Bad Intentions. And now we're looking at the situation where this game literally has to be won. There's no buts about it. You have to get the win. You have to get to Game 7. Then you have to win that one. And that's going to be the only way that Bad Intention makes it to the next round.
And even with that next round, you don't want to leave it to a 1v1 to decide it, because they were put in that situation before and they came out on top once, but they also lost versus Japan. So with so much stress, with so much on the line, it's going to be a tough ask.
Yeah, and we'll see what happens in this tag. Either way, Bad Intentions has to take this win.
A must win for Bad Intentions as we get onto game number 6. Trying to get to game 7 is going to be their objectives. Can they do it? Or will time be able to finish them up? We're going to find out in this game number 6. Lots of cheers coming from Bad Intentions. This is incredible. Coming in for the support of the Korean fans. Gonna see Tena going up against the Summoner of Ratapon once again. Very usual now.
Well, we'll see. I'm just curious to see who's going to be more impatient this time around. Ooh, actually, the Pellstorm did go through, so this could slowly perhaps build up as an advantage for Tena. But as I say that, considering rather that the Familiar is still down and about, we'll see whether or not he can do anything after this time distortion.
At least get rid of that backstep away or out of that Summoner is his first goal. We'll see if Tena will be able to do that before he takes too much damage from that Sunflower, as he is right now.
We've seen basically a Sunflower be a direct counter against Tena
again,
all
deja
day
vu.
long. And this is what we've been looking at all day long. The cat bothering him.
Yeah.
The Sunflower literally poking him from range, and he just can't have enough of it.
Yeah, he's like, I'm not having this, and he just tags out to Ryuki. And let's hope that Ryuki is in an okay condition to, manage his anger, because I know he's angry. I know he's angry after that long, prolonged debate, but let's hope that he can manage that anger and kind of, just let it out here on this battlefield.
Oh, we'll see if that's going to happen, because so far he has been pretty good on dodging, but as I say that, the Caster Curse does strike in, and we'll see him potentially look to struggle versus the Summoner as you do, especially as the Assassin. But Lotus of Escape is still available. Stealth is going to come back on cooldown, and with the health coming in for the side of the Summoner, he's going to be able to just do neutral damage time and time again.
The Sunflower and the Super Sunflower just literally projectiles that cannot be avoided by the entire side of Bad Intentions. It doesn't matter if it's Tena or Ryuki. Look at that damage coming through on the right side, and it seems like they're just having a shooting range in the galley all the way through.
And there was no tag here. No, I expected Ryuki to be ready for that, not tag, what am I saying?
Tag
Tech
chase.
chase, yeah, after the tag, the force tag, but nothing happened.
And with this assist, with this reset, yes, Tena got quite a bit of HP back. You do see Ryuki with the cooldowns, but they also need to reset mentally. They need to make sure they keep their composure, because so far we did see a few mishaps, but this was pretty good. Making sure the time distortion isn't quite as effective, especially since the leech is not going to be effective too.
We'll have to see how Ryuki approaches this, because he's been doing okay with, just 50% health, 13 more seconds up to the force tag, and there we go! That does land the execute, and it didn't do as much as we usually like to see. However, it still was pretty effective, and Ryuki will be able to force tag out and do a little bit more damage before he does so.
Ryuki makes a quiet exit just to make sure he does a lot of damage before he does go out. Colorize just trying to come back in against the Summoner. Ratapon, he's back out into the field, trying to go for that Sunflower, double Sunflower, Super Sunflower, all the Hyper Sunflower, just trying to get that poke damage in, and Tena's going to be able to receive it on the other end.
Yeah, but this time he's back with the Rumblebees, as you guys can see, and Tena is out, and when he's on the Rumblebee, Tena actually knows how, and he likes to go up against the Rumblebee Summoner.
He does.
See how well he does this time around. There we go with the leech. It's the aerial.
Can he land the kill? Because we know summoners can sustain for so long. It is going to be the tag out safe play coming in from 200 IQ. They know they have the advantage. They just
heck
place
assist.
it. Oh, but the aerial instead. The Warlock is going to come in. Can the save be there? It is good. Coming in from Color Eyes.
That was very close and good save from Color Eyes. We do see 3 interferes on Ryuki. We'll see when he decides to come out. There we go. As I say that, he does come out.
Oh,
A lot of
Ryuki!
damage continuing.
Can he get it? No,
Oh,
the
look
return
at
down
Tena on the
from Tena. Oh, he almost goes down, but Panya survives too.
Wow.
Now with his this time distortion, he's gonna be able to heal just a little bit, have those cooldowns, but that is
what
very
optimism.
dangerous.
I can't let this pass, but both of the Warlocks on either team are just, look at their health bar.
Exactly what it is. I mean, Panya got damaged out quite first, but that optimism to stay out on the field, to go for that counter damage, was what led to Tena being so low right now.
Yeah.
Oh, the execute, the combo. It's not going to be good enough because the summoner is going to be coming in instead here for the side of 200 IQ. And now it will be Color Eyes. He still has one tag out. No assist left on his side. Means that he's going to be the one to take the charge versus this particular foe.
Rumblebee's going up against this Destroyer now, and the Color Eyes, you have to make sure you're able to adapt with this. The Cat is just trying to get in your face here.
Yeah, when it's the Rumblebee, we need Tena, but he's so low that you can't send him out. He's all the way at the bottom of the lineup. At least he got the Ember Stomp down, buy some time here, and Backstep is actually out from the Summoner, so maybe Color Eyes could do a little bit of damage to the Summoner right now.
Especially since assists are available across the board for the other 2 members of Bad Intentions, but you gotta keep in mind the other resources are favoring the side of 200 IQ, and the save being there from the side of the Maelstrom is gonna be so bad potentially here for Bad Intentions.
Going at it. Ooh, alright, doing some damage. There we go.
Gotta tag out. You got it.
Tag out. Yuki does come in here. Summoner will get his backstep back very soon. Ryuki, of course, has both his escapes. The flower is planted. He's healing up a little bit, and he's rooted. Alright. Gonna make his move towards Cat to get the stealth.
Look at the stun is going to be the objective for Ryuki, but
Cat
Shab
working.
really busy. Yeah, just getting away from the Cat. That's going to be his only objective for now, and just trying to get away. Get stunned once again. Has to use the Lotus Escape. Can he get away from all of this, though?
Oh, it seems like they're just going to go for the reset, and it's good because Tena's going to be able to heal back up, make sure he's going to be more effective moving forward, and also extends exactly the side of Ryuki's cooldowns too. Oh, nice.
Nice chase right away. But does not take out an escape, which is not as nice as we thought it would be.
Nor a lot of damage as well. We thought that close shave into the bombard would have done a lot of damage onto that first strike. Very good bet here.
Oh,
But that's going to be the Panya coming in for the interfere, trying to do a lot of damage towards Yuki. And even towards that lightning draw that went to the ground. That was a lot of damage taken by Ryuki there.
Color Eyes, there we go, reversal is out and tags out, so the Summoner's back. This is not a great matchup once again. When it's the Rumblebee Summoner, we need the Tena, but Tena is low, so he can't come out. It has to be Color Eyes who deals with this Rumblebee Summoner, which is not going to be easy.
For 30 more seconds, and as a result, it's going to come down to whether or not Ryuki can help him out, because on the other side, the Blade Dancer is going to be able to save his fellow Summoner, especially now he's going to be able to go for it, but Persistence is going to keep Color Eyes safe for a while longer. But now, oh no, it is going to be the end, perhaps, but no,
Ryuki does
barely.
Come in, yeah, Ryuki comes in, kind of makes him back away, but look at his health. It's just so
no
low.
tag, no tag.
That's it.
No escapes.
Nothing.
All he has is Typhoon to kind of resist a little. He does heal up a little.
Plating, just buying some time. It's all going to be, and it's going to eventually due to its doom, and he will go out. Tena's coming back out against this Rumblebee. It's a little bit okay, but still very low on health. You don't want to be in that situation.
We'll have to see if Tena can actually take care of this Rumblebee Summoner, because this Rumblebee Summoner has been the problem.
The Leech. The Leech did connect, but we did see the assists from both sides, and as a result, it's not really going to amount to any kills. Remember, 2 minutes and 30 seconds, it's going to be such a long time, and it's going to be so difficult for Bad Intentions to stay alive, even if they want to go to timeout to that damage. But now it is the Warlock v Warlock matchup. Time Distortion should be available for Panya, and now, as soon as he gets the fall, it's going to be very dangerous, but it's going to be the assist coming through from the Summoner instead. Are we going to see the Garbage? No, it's going to be the Bastion actually getting chunked down. And now, Thrall coming online for Panya. Things are not looking too hot for Tena.
Oh, no Thrall for Tena right now, and that means they have to move forward with this, trying to buy some time is what Tena's trying to do. Finally gets his Thrall back out to the field. But Panya, he's looking for the dominance. He's looking for the forward push. I wonder if we're gonna get it. We're gonna get a lot of interference coming in from Ekasit and Ratapon as well.
Yeah, no Void Walk or Tenna, but you know, Panya is in a comfortable position. As long as the Thrall is out, he could Void Walk once. Oh, no. The Summoner Interferer does come in.
Oh, the
Not
Sanctum.
Yeah.
The Sanctum MVP. The damage is going to be good, but the assists are there. Again, the resources are paying off here for 200 IQ, but will it continue on? Because so far, it's been somewhat of a stalemate between these two Warlocks of Sun as a parting gift coming in from Ryuki, but now the Leech is going to connect.
no.
This could be it. This Henna, you have 12 more seconds and 20 seconds till those additional assists. Can he somehow survive 9 seconds now? Time distortion being used from the side of Panya. Tenna desperately running for his life. He's going to try to stay
this
alive.
is
3 seconds. 2 seconds.
1 second. That's all he needed, and he couldn't survive. And Fernandez, we know Rookie is the last man alive, and this might be the end of their venture in the World Championship, as Rookie is the last man standing with very little health. 1 minute left, 1v3, and this might be it, Rookie. And we might just see the end of Europe right here against Thailand.
I mean, at this point, you gotta say Thailand has to throw to give this one away because they have 4 assists still left. This is the air launch. This is the kill. Europe, unfortunately for me to say, is gonna be knocked out. Thailand will advance to the, of course, semi-finals.
EU region had an incredible run coming up to this stage. They were proved to be one of the best team out of the wildcards. They were initially the number 1 out of the number 4 in this venture right here, but this second day, they went through high drama. They went through lots of up and downs, and in the end, it was about that one game, that one single where it all really shake the minds of all these 3 players, and this is where they stand. They will be eliminated.
Yeah, we will get to see a little bit of the replays, and early on, Rathapon comes out with the Sunflower, kind of pokes down Tenna because he knew that Tenna was going to match him up at the openings. And then later on in the middle, when, you know, Colorize started causing problems, he changed the Rumblebee and caused problems for Colorize, and eventually Colorize was the first man to get knocked out on the side of Bad Intentions. But until then, they get this damage trade. However, Panya taking damage, and then Tenna takes the damage. So that was a great trade for both sides. However, as the games went on, they were unable to, you know, deal with Rapathon, I think, because, you know, the Sunflower and then changed into the Rumblebee, just annoying both Tenna and Colorize was just one of the biggest problems.
And just imagine if Panya did tag out right away after he took that damage, then Tenna will be completely healthy, and he will be able to handle the Rumblebee every single time. But that optimism to stay out on the field, to go for that damage on the counter, I think that was the MVP play right there.
And that's unfortunately going to be it for them. It's been such a close one, even though the score would give out an impression that that wouldn't be the case. It was still a very interesting matchup, and there we go. Very well-deserved 200 IQ coming out on top of this one, and they fought for it.
And Panya, Kokasim Wong, Ekasis Kashurin, and Ratapon Wang Suan. These 3 guys are making a story for themselves now in the semifinals, in the top 4. They are talking about a region that has released the game a year after everyone else, and now they are
insane.
One of the top 4 regions. And if not the best, they can still challenge Korea. They can still challenge China. They can still challenge Russia to maybe say that Thailand in Blade&Soul might be the best region in the entire world.
That's going to be very interesting because, as you can see right now, in terms of the brackets, it's going to be 200 IQ versus GC Boost and Red. So that is going to be an interesting matchup because we want to see how summoners are really going to be able to deal with that particular team.
Yeah, and this is actually the matchup for tomorrow. So we start at 12 p.m. KST for 2 matches of best of 7, and we take a rest like we did today. Come back at 1600 KST again for the second half, as you guys see here on your screen. But finally, we get to see Korea, we get to see Russia, and we get to see China, the 3 teams that, you know, the first place of their respective groups.
And we get to see basically elimination of all these teams today, but we're going to get these 4 teams to go through all these phases here. Semi-finals will be underway tomorrow. No more time wasting here, and we're going to go straight into the action. Very, very excited for what these 4 teams have in store for us tomorrow.
And of course, especially since we've talked about Russia so far, they have been undefeated in terms of sets. And if they continue that tomorrow, I mean, why wouldn't you bet on them to win the whole thing?
Exactly. You know, I can't agree with you more. And Russia performing so well. And some people may say, you know, they didn't go up against Korea yet. They didn't go up against, you know, this region yet, this region. We're going to see that tomorrow. And, you know, whatever it happens, if Russia still goes undefeated or, you know, still wins out, even maybe giving up a couple rounds, doesn't matter. Russia has been very dominant. Not even Korea, not even China has been undefeated in this, you know, in this tournament yet. It's only Russia.
And that to me tells me that Thailand might not have the worst opponent in the world, but we're gonna see what happens all tomorrow. Very, very interesting matchups tomorrow from the semi-final that will begin from the World Championship 2018. We'll be back 1200 KNC, so don't miss anything. We're gonna be right back, and don't go anywhere. We will come tomorrow and see you then.